swear to God, man.
Emilio!
I heard I read a really funny review on, I think it was on GameStop. It was on Elden Ring. Somebody posted it, and it was like, this game is not at all like Horizon Zero Dawn. Where's the story mode? And I was like, I would rather, like, and I've not played, but even in the first game, I thought there was too much exposition and stuff, and I was like, it'd be great if some software made one of those games.
Oh, made one of those games. I'm like, here's a billion choices, and here's a lot of dialogue.
That's
it's
what
like, oh my
everyone
god.
thought with George R. R. Martin that it was going to be like
More talking.
Game of Thrones season 9.
Yeah, I've seen a couple people complain, and they're like, not at all Game of Thrones related. And I'm like, it's like when people buy Wilco, and they bought like Wilco Star Wars, and they're like, not an actual Star Wars album.
I'm willing to bet the majority of what George R. R. Martin contributed to that game was, what if they had a guy who had like a bunch of arms on his body?
Hey, why don't I?
Okay.
This could be our first. This can be our first cold open, guys. We're already talking.
Oh,
and
are
I
you
can
already
fade
recording?
into us. Yeah, and I'm already recording. Sure. So I can just say right here.
It's awkward.
Oh, wow.
I can just go ahead and say, welcome to Leetist Podcast.
What's up?
I am Kenny, once again, sitting here, joined by Ryan.
Hey.
Tim. And special guest Josh.
Hey.
Also known as the Turtle, E, and Drama to my Vinny.
Yes, that is Entourage.
Thank you. There you go.
That is Entourage.
I don't think I've ever.
Thank you. I did watch that show. What is wrong with me?
I watched it too.
Kind of with like your hairstyle and everything, like you could be on Entourage.
I was probably Turtle in a past life. It's the pudgy guy that's just like, hey, I'm Turtle.
Josh, man, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's actually been too long considering you live like right down the street, right?
Yeah.
You do. Yeah, that's my bad. Like we're gonna start over here. This is gonna be great. We're gonna become best friends.
This is rekindling a friendship.
Exactly.
And a bonfire.
Or a flame. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, yeah.
Well, we
Harkening
play
back.
games about games here. Games about video games. Games of the video sort.
It's true.
We have a bunch of games today. Tim brought a game.
We have
I
much
brought a
games
game.
today.
Actually, Tim brought two games.
I brought some games. Not as many as I should have, but I brought
Yeah,
some.
exactly.
No. Look, we're in control of this.
Exactly.
This is exactly the way the show is
I
planned.
have a sound
All
game
right?
to tingle your ears, and we have some stuff to talk about, namely Elden Ring probably will come up during Flavor of the Week, I would think, for me, maybe even for more people.
I'm going to do my
if I
best
know.
in this episode not to bitch about Horizon Forbidden West. We're just going to leave all of the stuff that I said in the cold open, if that even stays in it. And that's all I'm going to say. The rest, I'm just going to complain to my friends, and I'm going to tell all the fanboys out there, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
You know, I couldn't even get through the first one because I felt the same way as probably what people are saying about this
All
second
right,
one.
you know what? Never mind. I'm going to say something
All
real
right,
quick.
say it.
All right. I've said this before on the show, and I'm going to solidify it now. I'm going to cast it in plaster, and it is going to be a known thing about me. I am done with games that you have to loot a bunch of shit.
Hell yeah.
I am so fucking
Amen,
done
brother.
looting shit. And especially if that game has any element of not being able to keep all the shit you pick up just by walking through it permanently. If I have to do any inventory management or have to run back anywhere or deal with limitations like that, I'm just not going to like the game.
There you go.
That's it. I've said it. So it is so declared by me that that's not okay anymore.
You know, I would agree with you in the first Horizon for sure. It doesn't bother me now that I don't have to mess with the inventory because it's all goes to storage. So.
You know what? It would be interesting. We are way off topic, like for the show, but I don't care. I would love a feature because a lot of these games have the crafting mechanism.
Right.
Why not have an auto craft set where it's like, hey, whenever I have the components for this, auto craft it into this.
It might be in fairness, that might be in the accessibility options, and I just haven't found it yet because there are some hidden ass menus in that fucking game that I did not even know existed. I can't see. I'm old. I can't see any of the ledges in this game or anything like that. So I have it on always highlighted.
Yeah.
Right. And I also can't. I got so sick and tired, like immediately, of pressing R3 to like do the little Witcher sense thing to see like things on the ground.
Oh,
and I'm like,
yeah.
there's got to be an option for this. There's
favorite
literally
things of
4 sub menus down in the options in the settings of the game, and I found it so that they're always on. And I'm like, okay, this is a little bit more tolerable now.
Yeah. No,
Unbelievable.
I totally get. I think what you're saying is what I would be saying, which is I think I'm done with Assassin's Creed style games. Essentially, I'm tired of that world.
I was going to talk about that when we get to Elden Ring a little bit later.
Oh boy! All right.
Comparing Elden Ring to other open world
news to me.
Back on the course.
Yeah, I will say that if you have a game, come up with your own games, game ideas, kind of trivia type stuff, game show type stuff that we do here. Send it to at TheLeetist on Twitter, TheLeetistPod@gmail.com.
Keep it
Just kind of reminding me what these open world games are doing right now. We just had such a long intro, and then suddenly the title just appeared in the sky.
Hour and a half.
Exactly. By the way, we're the Leetist.
You're already level 50, but
exactly.
the game's just begun.
Oh my God! I haven't even hit the title screen yet. There we go.
Man, so do you guys want to play a game?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Well, let's play a game. Let's play a game called the News Game.
Yeah.
You guys know the rules on this one, but maybe you don't. You ever watched? You ever listen to Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR? Okay, they started off with quick fire fill in the blank questions for all the contestants on the game. It's a trivia game, like ours basically. So the way it works is I have 4 questions. We also have a 30-second timer, and I'm going to just throw those out. You got to answer fill in the blank as fast as you can. Try to get them within that timer, and the person with most points wins the game. So now we're going to determine who's actually going to play. I got 3 each at the table, but I only got 8 questions, so I need 2 players. So I have a die in my hand. Thank you, Kenny, for the other one. Okay. Kenny, you're going to be 1 and 2. Ryan, 3 and 4.
Did you get the numbers right?
I'm sorry. I'm sucking
Were you
at this.
looking at the numbers on the dot?
Yeah, I had to,
what comes
looking
after
at it actually threw me off. So I got to remember not to look at dice next time I'm counting to 6. All right, Ryan, you are out of this game, so it's you two. Now we're going to coin flip. Kenny, call it in the air.
Heads.
All right. Josh, you are up first.
All right.
Congratulations.
So 30 seconds on the clock.
All right, here we go. All right. Valve reached out with an olive branch this week and told Microsoft they'd be happy to bring Blank to Steam and the Steam Deck.
Oh, shit. I don't know.
PC Game Pass. Hot news from Capcom. Despite the pretty massive disappointment with the logo, Blank is on its way.
Oh, I can't remember what
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6, yeah.
11-Bit Studios announced that in the midst of the invasion of the Ukraine, Blank would be discounted and all profits would go towards the Ukrainian Red Cross.
God, I just flopped
This
on all of that.
war of mine.
Oh, yeah. I just
Give us the last
You
one.
want the last one?
Yeah,
Wonderful. One less piece of bloatware. Bethesda is shutting down their Blank in May.
They're blank.
Their launcher.
Bethesda. Oh, their launcher.
Their launcher, right? Did you have one? Did you have yours installed?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
I do have a
it's going
Bethesda
away in May.
launcher. Wow.
Yeah.
Rip.
They're just going back to Steam.
Yeah, that can go away. That's fine.
Well, I thought they were Microsoft now, so why are they going back to Steam? That's what the article said. Fuck it. I just thought it was really cool that 11-Bit was doing that with this War of Mine. They're
Very appropriate game to kind of contribute those funds for.
I've not played it, but I actually did see that. I just blanked on the answer.
Like, yeah.
That's super cool that they're doing that.
Don't want to go too deep into this kind of conversation, but the depiction of what it's like to be in a war-torn country kind of thing is devastatingly realistic.
I've heard it's great.
And it can really mess with your head.
Yeah, it's one of those games. I mean, like the what's really good about it is the resource mechanics in that game. It gives you those tough choices of like someone comes and it's like, hey, I really need you to take me in or help me, and you're like, I have no fucking.
You don't have any food.
If I take you in, I'm going to lose resources, but I gain another person that can potentially help.
Yeah,
but
they get defense or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Street Fighter 6. So I was at Barcade last night, up down in East Nashville, and I was playing Street Fighter 2 on that system, and I suddenly went, I want to play Street Fighter 6. I love Street Fighter, and I forget how much I love it. Like, I get super into it, and then I just kind of fall off, and I forget about it for years. I was massively into Street Fighter 4. Like, I played that, like, solidly, probably 4 or 5 hours a day.
Was
for
that
a
headline about the logo? I kind of...
Yeah, part of it was about the logo because kind of gave it up because they did the flat design kind of thing.
And I saw it. Someone found it in like Adobe.
So yes, that is the thing. Everyone's talking about. It's like, well,
it's
a template on Adobe that they used, and apparently that's garbage. I'm like, what? Who cares?
Makes you wonder if they go back and like redo it. You know what I mean? Like if there's everybody hates this, so
I guess.
But they redid fucking Sonic. In Sonic movie, you can redo a goddamn logo for a video game.
He looked terrifying at first.
Right? Yeah, they
that was
looked
a good move.
excellent. And Yes, it was a good move. It definitely was.
I really do hope that they do something. So the off topic, but the Chip and Dale, the new movie that they're going to do.
I didn't know they're making a new movie.
So they're making a movie, and there's a scene where, one of them actually gets the 3D animated treatment, and one of them doesn't.
It's like years later, and one of them got 3D animated. The other one is still
that's
flat.
hilarious.
And I really hope that they have a brief scene where they go, well, look what happened to Sonic. And like they show bad Sonic in there.
Is that John Mulaney and Andy Samberg are going to play Chip and Dale? Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
That's
going in a
why
weird
it's going
direction,
to be
but,
probably kind of entertaining. I will
Kind of makes
say.
sense though, because that was definitely our childhood,
Yeah,
and like
it
kids
was.
these days, you know what I mean? They care about two chipmunks.
Yeah.
Kind of.
No, it's
what,
cool.
what do I know about kids these days? Last thing was just PC Game Pass. Valve said publicly, basically, like Microsoft will help integrate PC Game Pass onto Steam and the Steam Deck. If you want to do that,
Which again, it still baffles me that Xbox has not gone, well, handheld console. Why don't we do that? Like, Game Pass is a perfect thing for that, but I guess it's cheaper for them to go, cool, put it on their platform.
put it on your platform, yeah.
So whatever, we don't have to make one, and you did it. But
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what Microsoft ends up doing with it.
When is your Steam Deck supposed to come in? Do you know?
So I got a Q2 reservation. That I think the emails start in April for the Q2s. So I should be getting
Fancy
mine
dude.
probably in April.
Looking
or
forward
something.
to having that here and taking a look at it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Kenny?
Yes, sir.
Ready for some questions?
I believe I am.
Let's do this. Go. Sony is going at it again with PS5 coming soon. A new blank to strap on. Probably not wireless though.
Headset.
Yeah, VR headset.
Oh.
The 2021 DICE Awards took place this week, and looky what we have here. Blank took home Game of the Year again.
Blank. It Takes Two.
Correct.
Oh.
BioWare has gone on record and declared that Blank is in the middle of a development.
Dragon Age. Dragon Age.
Correct.
Yeah. Fourth.
Some game came out and posted some of the best aggregate scores in modern Metacritic history. I think it was called something.
Elden Ring, and the score
Correct.
is sitting at a 97.
There we go. Yeah.
I would have known that one.
But suspiciously, unless it has been updated on Metacritic, I checked it yesterday and didn't see user scores still not available.
Weird.
They don't allow it for 3 days now.
Oh.
Because
Really?
people were bombing it.
Oh yeah.
They were
well,
bombing
that-
games in
they're gonna
the
bomb-
that makes
not
incredible
Elden Ring,
sense.
Any game,
Yeah.
They bombed like I think the last one was wasn't it
Horizon.
Well, I mean, like
think
Cyberpunk, right?
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
sure.
Well, yeah, but Cyberpunk
they
kinda had it
started
coming.
They started doing because people were bombing it before the game even.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
It was something right around that
it's kind
time
of funny
frame.
because so another kind of aggregate scoring site I use because I'm a big board gamer. There's a site called Board Game Geek, which does an aggregate score of board games, and people get to put a number score 1 to 10 before the game even is not only out to the masses, but even has been fully produced yet. They just announced, and people can give those.
And actually,
they
it might have
bomb
been Madden. It might have been
okay.
the
Well,
last
yeah.
last year's Madden.
Yeah.
I think it got like a 0.1 or something.
I think it makes total sense.
God. It
makes total sense, like-
might have been 0.4 or something. It
If
was,
the day one patches,
No, 0.9.
day one patches are so fucking common nowadays. Like you might as well just keep the trolls from jumping
Yeah.
on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Well, and this kind of bleeds into an interesting topic, and we'll probably talk about this a little bit more on Elden Ring talk. But when reviewers are reviewing a game, they're reviewing it on whatever the developers have provided for them for that review. Do you think that it's ethical for a game developer to go, cool, you guys gave us this review. We're releasing a patch that's going to be changing some of this stuff before it gets out to people. So now these people have this false information of what the game is, and the patch has actually shifted things around. Because that's what happened with Elden Ring with the performance issue. The latest patch, the patch 2 point whatever, is what actually caused the performance problems that have been hiccuping on the PC version of Elden Ring. So it's interesting. I've actually seen a bunch of reviewers go back and replace the review for it because they're like, that's not fair.
Well, I
like
think
that's not a fair way of doing it.
Well, even like beyond that though, like with like EA coming out with like all these microtransactions, post reviews are done like a week later.
Yeah.
They get like a 88 or 85 on something, and then they put out like all these microtransactions for the actual public. So then you have a false sense of, the game's good, and then it's like, you actually have to pay to be good at it.
Yeah.
Like Battlefront 2, I think they did that with that one.
Yeah.
So I think that's unethical.
I think it bleeds into the more of a conversation of why are we because I'm a sucker for it. I should stop doing it. Numbers should mean jack shit when it comes to a review. It should be about what the context of the person's review is saying and whether or not that person that you've reviewed have reviewed games that there's like, oh yeah, they have similar taste to me. So they're going to fucking, and you're right. You've been preaching this to me. You've been preaching. I'll give Tim all the credit for it. He's been preaching it to me.
I've been saying this for a while.
But he's absolutely, but based on this, he's absolutely fucking right. Cause like, you know, I don't know. Donkey hasn't come out with an Elden Ring review, but maybe he will and be like, yo,
I am all numbers now. Fucking number, man. Like I want to hear a critical review from somebody that I know and trust as a critic. Whether I agree with them all the time or not, that's what you should do. Find your critics that you find that you enjoy listening to the most, that give you the information that you feel like you need in a way. Served to you in a way that you enjoy being served to, kind of thing. And that's why I like Donkey, because he gives me humor. He gives me a review. He's no holds bar critical of games when he's got problems with them. My only issue with Donkey is that he doesn't do all games. You know what I mean? Like he only does select
usually
AAA titles,
the higher end.
Have you ever watched him on YouTube, Donkey?
I'm not familiar with him.
I'll send you the link.
He's
fantastic.
wonderful. I absolutely love him. I absolutely adore him. And more often than not, I agree with him. And some things I don't agree with him at all. But I know him so well. I know his taste that I know what he's saying and what that should mean to me, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because we get each other.
Yeah,
a little bit
I need a video game reviewer that I trust, because like I definitely like read some and I'm like, you know, I can take it or leave it, but like I've had movie reviewers in the past that I trust, and I'm like, okay, even if they don't like this, I understand why
exactly,
and even you know,
And Donkey's a bonus because he's freaking hilarious.
He is.
His comedic timing is
so
just
witty.
so perfect.
He's so witty.
Cool.
But taking us off topic, but it was definitely an interesting kind of anomaly that I'm starting to see where when the game comes out, there's actually shift in the game. So are the reviewers' scores even valid at that point?
I think we'll circle back around to some of the review talks when we get to our Elden Ring discussion.
That's a good idea.
What else was on the news docket that we haven't talked about? Was that it?
That was all for the news.
All right.
And I'll say, Kenny, you won the news.
Not only did I win the news, didn't I get a flawless victory?
Yeah.
Well, if you give me the VR one, because I said headset. I don't think I actually
Did
knew
you get
VR.
the last question? I don't have it up on my screen anymore. Good job, Kenny.
Give
You
it
did
to
it.
him.
Very much.
Hey, man, don't feel bad. I didn't know most of these answers until I made this game this morning. So
I've never had a flawless victory, so if I get that VR question, I'm very proud of myself. Thank you.
you did it. Yeah, good job.
Sure.
All right, you guys ready to play
With an
a game?
asterisk.
Yeah.
You
but
got it
what-
with an asterisk.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give them the asterisk.
Today's the first day we have not brought a Smarter Than Elite gamer, but I have something even better to tingle your ears with.
What's that?
Another returning game that we play many times called Soundscapes. Guys, this is Soundscapes. I call this License to Kill Edition.
Nice.
Because this is a new version of Soundscapes I'm bringing here. There's going to be a shout-out type game where I'm going to be playing audio, and the first one of you guys to shout out the answer is going to get the point.
My God.
And that's what. And the reason this is called License to Kill Edition is because
it's all Bond themes.
no, it's because close. These are. I'm playing
But yes.
you music, all from licensed games, meaning TV or games based on TV or movies.
Okay.
Okay.
So some of these will be very obvious because
Yeah.
it's like a TV or movie theme song, and you're going to shout it out. Some of them will be not so obvious, but they're all games that were derived from a movie or TV show.
Sweet.
Rad.
how this
So
is
I
gonna
bet
go.
your Bond is on there.
So I'm going to give this paper.
Goldeneye.
I don't know about that.
Goldeneye.
Goldeneye.
Everybody say Goldeneye.
Goldeneye.
All right, and I will specify for each one of these whether you need to give me the precise title of the game or just the franchise, because some of them are like more obscure names of titles that you would never remember in a million years.
So you're just
Now-
going to be playing stuff?
Are we
And we're just gonna hear?
enacting
Okay, cool.
the
Rock 'em.
jinx rule that we established last
Yes,
podcast?
I think we're
All
going.
right, so if we say the same thing at the same exact time, first person say jinx
Gets the point.
gets the
Get some
point.
Coke. Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. If
See
we
how
get
this goes.
cocaine, yes.
Shout it out with 3 people. I think I can keep track of
You
this.
can do this.
I have a
Yeah.
brain. Okay, here we go. First one, fellas.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Oh,
Turtles.
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Let's take a listen. Yeah.
I used to love this game. It was
You
awful.
played this?
Fuck yeah. A bunch of times. Yeah, the last boss is the gelatinous cube.
That's amazing.
Oh my god!
You're trying to
That's
save
awesome.
Garth from the gelatinous
Gelatinous
cube.
cube destroys
NES
village.
or
Love it.
SNES?
SNES. You're in the
SNES.
Gasworks. There's a Gasworks level. You're at Stan Mikita's in a level. You're but you're like shrunk down, so you're like battling donuts and shit like that. Crullers.
That's amazing.
All right, are you guys ready for
Gelatinous
the
cube eats the village.
1
Brilliant.
point for Tim.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Here we go.
Oh, Aladdin.
Aladdin is correct.
Oh, very nice.
It's either
nice.
the SNES or the
That sounds like Genesis.
Genesis version.
I think it's the SNES version from what I googled.
But the
Yeah.
Genesis was the superior version.
I love
of this.
that bass tone.
Everybody knows.
Well, because Genesis had the dual, what was it? Like they actually had a 2 chipset thing for the audio. So yeah,
You were like Aladdin. I was like, why would it be Aladdin? And then I was like, oh yeah, we're playing a thing about licensed games.
you're dumb.
I thought I was all shocked when Wayne's World came on. I got to get in the zone, man. I'm clearly not in the right headspace.
Yeah, we need to move over to Movie Zone in your head.
Okay.
But, movie game zone. All right, you guys
All right.
ready? Here we go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Next.
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and
Jesus
Butthead.
Oh,
That should not have taken me so long.
I played these games. Yeah, I did play these games.
Again, the
amazing.
bass tone is just
Yeah,
We're just getting
incredible.
like
So
MIDI
boss,
files of
man.
like
So
old
boss.
TV show
Yeah,
themes. This is
it's really
amazing.
good.
Hey,
All right.
dude, salute your shorts.
Was there a Hey Dude video game? Because that would have been awesome.
I don't think so. Not that I saw.
Red Dead
Actually,
Redemption 2.
Yippee-ki-yay. What?
I actually looked at a big long list of games made from movies and TV shows, and I did not see Hey Dude.
I did a category on this. Remember, I put 3 together and was like, did they ever make a game out of it?
Yeah.
I do.
I think that's what the game category was called. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this a little
right.
bit harder one. Here we go.
Oh, is this Hook?
Oh, very good, Ryan.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
When I'm alone. Yeah.
The best song in Hook is the Captain Hook theme.
That's very impressive. that you knew that.
Well done, Ryan.
Yeah, very well done. I'm
Thank
surprised you got
Nice.
that.
Yeah,
Look alive,
I
fellas.
actually played that game. GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
All right, we're gonna give you.
No,
we'll
that's
give
good.
you a shot.
No, you're good. You do your thing.
This is the first stage. Is this the dam?
That's pretty
Yeah.
dope.
That's dope. That works. Yep. I'm going to allow this.
All right, guys.
Yep.
Look alive. Specific game on this one.
Temple of Doom.
Lords of Arabia.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Indiana Jones.
Last Crusade.
All right, you throw one out.
Zorro.
I'm blanking.
Why do I know
Pirates
this?
of the Caribbean.
Do we give up?
Danny Elfman.
Wait, no, play it.
Play it again?
Play it
All right,
again.
once more.
I liked it.
That's pretty dope.
It's like a
Prince of Persia.
It's like the Mummy or the Mummy. Why do I know this song? Damn it!
This game is getting remade soon.
Amistad.
Remade?
Oddworld. That's not a movie.
Man, yeah, pass.
I give
All
up.
right, fellas. This is
Story of a girl.
KOTOR.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oof, boy. Would never
sir.
recognize that one.
No.
All right,
It's a pretty dope
All right.
song, though.
Yeah,
I was
that's
just
why
enjoying
How do I
it.
know this?
here we go. Are you
Star
ready?
Wars. In the Middle East.
In the middle.
Just the franchise will be okay on this one because it's an obscure title. Here we go.
McDonald's.
Oh, Home Improvement.
Home Improvement.
I knew it too, but I couldn't think of Home Improvement.
Do you happen to know the name of the game on SNES? Because it's ridiculous.
Home Improvement. Tim Allen is. Wilson's Revenge.
Wilson's Revenge.
It is.
Wilson's Revenge.
How could you guys have forgot Home Improvement Power Tool Pursuit?
Oh, fair.
I would love a Wilson's Revenge.
They need a remake. That's a game they need a remake.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Half his face blown off. That's why I could never see
Home Improvement rated
Home
mature.
Improvement, Tim in Time.
Tim and Tom.
Yeah, you might be noticing that a lot of these have a theme of being on Super Nintendo because
Yeah.
that's where all those crazy games.
That's true.
It's
That's a lot
amazing.
played. I played a lot of those Beavis and Butthead, and I have played a lot of this one as well.
Simpsons.
Batman. Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy. That was amazing.
Happy
Holy crap! How did they get this in there?
This is great.
That was on Super Nintendo. Yeah, that was
And the
Ren and,
audio sampling on
Yeah,
that
that's
was
good,
actually
yeah.
really
Ren and
good.
Stimpy
for Super
Time Warp.
Nintendo,
Yeah.
was the
Time
name of
Warp.
that one.
Okay.
Yep.
sequel to Home Improvement.
This one is a game that I know for sure you have played.
All right.
Here we go. Josh, I'm pointing at you because you sent us a list of games, your favorites. Here we go.
Spider-Man.
You fucking asshole. It's Spider-Man. It is Spider-Man. This is pretty dope, though. Listen to this.
Is this the
PS4.
Oh, this is the Amazing Spider-Man.
No, PS4. Spider-Man PS4.
Oh,
Marvel Spider-Man. Yeah. I'm miming my violin.
Epic.
It's good, yeah. I'm not
I
gonna lie,
checked
that
it.
was that one was totally educated guess. Like I had no idea that was Spider-Man, but you said he played
Thinking
it.
of
And I know you
licensed
play a lot of like
games.
PlayStation
Yeah.
games, and I was like, okay, this is PlayStation, which Spider-Man was a PlayStation
All right,
game.
this is going to be a little harder.
Okay.
I want the specific
Spider-Man.
no, specific name of this game. Okay, Here we go.
Spider-Man and
Home Alone, Lost in New York. Jesus! Michael Jackson,
Jackson's
Lord of the Dance.
Moonwalker.
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 So it's not Michael Jackson's Lord of the Dance.
Felicia, my wife Felicia actually owns the Wii Michael Jackson dance game.
Oh wow.
Wait,
It's
there was
terrible.
a Wii
Is it?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, because you actually don't do any. Like you just move the. Like you don't really do the
You just
dances.
ragdoll
it'll be
around.
like, throw your arm in a circle, and then it's like great. You're dancing like Michael.
That's amazing.
Oh, you
I remember
the trailer.
Yeah.
I remember Moonwalker in the arcade. I actually
But
played
Felicia,
it.
like
Yeah.
my wife, actually knows all the dances, so she's really doing them, just holding the sticks.
That's awesome.
And the game's like failing her because it's like you're not waving your arm in a circle.
What are you doing? You're not doing the arm thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys, are you ready?
Yeah. Lion King. Yeah.
One of the hardest games ever.
Well, if you're talking about that monkey,
That level sucks,
dude.
yeah.
Fuck that monkey stage.
That's a great game. Lion King on SNES.
Oh, it's great.
We're gonna
Fuck
need
that
stage,
monkey
we're gonna need to
stage.
edit that.
Wasn't Lion King different on Super Nintendo than Sega? They were
It was
two
different,
games.
yeah.
I think
Wasn't that the
they
same thing
they
with
all-
Aladdin?
Didn't
Like
Maybe
they
it
were all
was.
different on different systems?
Yeah, well, I think Genesis always got the better version. Like Jurassic Park came out on SNES and Genesis, but they were two fucking different games. Like
I
entirely.
played that one at my friend's house on Genesis, and I had the Super
He plays
Nintendo
the
version.
Raptor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Genesis one's dope.
Oh, it was fucking rad. Yeah.
All right, guys, are you prepared?
Yeah.
I want the specific game of this. Specific name of this game.
I would want a specific game of this
Specific
name.
game of this game.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time.
Jinx.
Did you say it first?
Turtles and I was singing it, but give it to him. Give it to him.
No, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want your pity point here.
This is Turtles in Time. Probably my
fantastic.
favorite Turtles game, honestly.
Yeah, it's a really good
I think you got it right. Yeah, you did.
Also jinxed.
Oh, you also jinxed.
I
Good for you,
sang
Tim.
it though. I sang it
You guys
though.
excited for the new Turtles game coming out?
Yeah, it looks
It
cool.
looks
I win by
dope,
1
yeah.
point. You
Yeah.
can give me an asterisk.
That's
yeah,
okay.
with Splinter
This
in
whole
it.
thing is
Yeah, it looks
asterisk.
super dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised April O'Neil was a combatant in it. I didn't know she had any fighting skills, but I don't read the comics, so it made me want. I'm sorry, you're going down my mind hole
What?
here. In the comics, did April O'Neil ever start kicking ass?
Sure.
Yeah?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
She hung out around the Turtles enough.
Yeah, probably. They probably taught
Didn't
her
she
some
kick some
things.
ass in the movie too? Like in the actual, like the original movie? And she like
Clan.
She had the purse that she hit a guy with, but then she got knocked out by a Foot Clan member. But then Raphael rescued her. But then that led the Foot Clan to their hideout, and that's why
Casey
Splinter
Jones
got
gonna be a
taken.
playable character? Does anybody know?
Boy, that'd be wonderful.
Wasn't
That'd be
Casey
dope.
Jones a villain?
Mom, tell me what
He
you're
was
doing,
at
my little
first.
green
I
pal
thought
over
he
there.
was a villain.
At first he was, and then he teamed up.
Yeah, and then he became a good guy.
That sounds too cool to be in that game, but that would be awesome.
If you could, that'd be sweet. Yeah. You beat him in the first boss, and he gets
Like a whole Chrono Trigger, like Magus changing sides kind of thing. Only it's
Yeah.
Casey Jones that comes back and joins the
that's true.
team. That'd be super
It's
cool.
the whole Vegeta and Dragon Ball Z.
How
arc
often do you
right
think
there.
they have that in like a fighting game, either a beat 'em up or a fighting game where like you don't get to play as the bad guy until after you beat the bad guy? Not like as a
They
special
have it
character.
in a lot of fighting games,
Yeah?
right? Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's
Dig it.
like you unlock the
unlock them.
yeah.
I mean, in Smash Brothers, whenever
That's a
they
good
come
point.
in and
Oh yeah,
invade
that's
your-
true. Yeah, in Smash Brothers.
No, Smash Brothers. All right. Guys, this is the last one I have. I didn't make this game too plentiful because I wasn't
No,
expecting
this
to
is
open
great.
the show with
we've
it. So,
got lots of things to talk about. on this
Surely.
show,
So here we go, guys. Get on the ball.
Batman. Dick Tracy.
Oh, the mask.
The mask.
fuck me.
God, you guys are super
You're
good
on
at
it,
this.
Ryan. Good job, buddy.
Good Lord. Ryan, that put you
Dick
as
Tracy.
in the lead.
Oh,
you came up
yay.
from behind and took it, Ryan.
Well done.
Good job.
You recognize your IPs, my friend, especially the Disney ones. You
Well-
caught those ones real quick, and I don't recognize
Well,
those.
no, I think it's just all the PTSD of playing those games.
Yeah.
Like honestly, and I played the mask game too. I
What, you
played.
mean you didn't play Wayne's World?
No, actually, I never did play Wayne's World. No, I didn't.
Oh,
did
man.
that.
Yeah, I was surprised.
They even did the
I knew
full
that was a
like
game.
Bohemian Rhapsody breakdown.
Did
of
they
it.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
poorly animated and like MIDI style, but it's
it makes
beautiful.
you think. It's so weird. Like, so these games, a lot of these games that came out that were licensed properly, like think Aliens. They had like Super Nintendo version of like Alien 3 or something like that. These kids probably never fucking played these games ever. Like, or not played. I mean, watched the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Ever. And they're just like, yeah, so you're shooting alien things. Like, it's like, that's all you got to know. But we can throw that like, what do they care if it's from the movie?
Did anyone play the mask game?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I did.
That's why you
I
knew it
said
so
I
quickly,
did.
I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of was that? Just a platformer, I guess?
Yeah,
Like the
it was-
Lion King
yeah.
thing?
Honestly, I don't think I played a lot of IPs. Like, surprisingly, like I would have thought I would have done more, but
I
yeah.
played the DuckTales game.
Oh, yeah.
DuckTales.
Jesus
was
Christ.
awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to go into DuckTales again. These guys have gotten me twice on games now by bringing up DuckTales shit. And I have no idea what it is, but apparently the three of you have all
moon
played
theme
DuckTales
is
stuff.
fucking gold. All right.
Yeah. Jesus.
But actually, well, it was a Capcom game, right? So Capcom needs to just make music and that's all they do.
The reason I didn't include DuckTales on this game is because we've used it so many times already because I love those. I love those songs.
That's the one I had in my pocket.
Oh, yeah, no, that was, yeah.
Man. Hey, Josh,
Yeah,
can we talk about you?
sure.
Sweet.
Why do you have a seat? Have a seat right over there.
Well, first of all, we already said it earlier, but thanks for coming on the show and hanging out with us and stuff like that. Your friends, we've known each other a long. You've known Kenny for a very long time, played music with him and everything too. What I wanted to just like throw out some questions for for you and for the listeners, kind of thing. So it's not just like some stranger sitting at the table. You know what I mean? Like we have a habit right now. When we ever get guests on, like I don't know, who do we know likes games? We should bring them on. Hang out with them. I think Josh's really cool. We should come play some games with you. Okay, cool, perfect. Like come over and hang out. So I was just gonna throw out a starter random thing. In the past year, what's your favorite game?
It's a good question. In the last year, probably Sekiro.
Yeah?
I just beat Sekiro. I
Blindfolded?
guess I played it last year in the last year, but I beat it in December.
Okay.
And that was probably my favorite that I played. I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima right now.
Yeah?
And I'm really enjoying that game.
I'm hearing that I'm thinking that I need to try Ghost
I think
of Tsushima.
Ghost is it will be a breath of fresh wild
wild,
air
yeah.
for you.
And I don't think there's anything to pick up in that game off the ground. If I think about
Ooh,
it,
that
right?
sounds really nice.
There's a
is.
lot
Yeah,
of
there's
stuff.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
but don't you just walk into it in Ghost of Tsushima?
Here's the thing about Ghost of Tsushima is like simplified. Like you literally, it's just like, and you also can like wear a cloak and they'll tell you where stuff is.
Yes.
Like they're like, you're near something cool.
Oh, you're right. You do pick up stuff. I don't know why.
But also like the game tells you have 3 upgrades available. Like, and then you just literally talk to a person and upgrade it. It takes 2 seconds.
Gotcha.
But,
So you just got into FromSoft stuff like even recently, right? Or
I mean, no, I got into so I got Bloodborne back in like 2017.
Oh, okay.
And then I beat Bloodborne, and then 2018 I got Dark Souls 3, and
I'm
I beat
part of that club now.
Yeah.
But I
beat
didn't play
Bloodborne.
Dark Souls 1 until last year.
Oh, okay.
Because I just never I had a PS4. I had a PS3, but I didn't play it on PS3, and I got the remastered version on PS4, and I just beat that in like November.
Yeah, Josh sent us a list of his like top 8 games, and it looks almost identical to my list. Probably,
Yeah.
It's very close. It's got Final Fantasy VII, Link to the Past for the older ones, and
Actually means you got good taste.
yeah,
That's all that is.
got Bloodborne on there, Metal Gear Solid's on there. Yeah, it's like
Oh man. Okay, so if you were stuck, you had to have like one genre of games that you were stuck with for the rest of your life. What genre? Pull it from the Steam list of tags if you want
Probably
to.
go.
But it's got to be on the list every single time.
I mean, I'd probably go RPG. Just 'cause,
RPG?
like, I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. I'm a big like I love all the old turn-based stuff. So I just say like.
You know what I saw on your trophy list was Divinity Original Sin 2. Did you play that whole game?
I didn't play. I played about 15 hours or so. I really loved it. I actually needed. It's one of those things where like at the time, like I was playing too many games, and I need to go back and beat it because I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I love that game. I put like 100 hours into it, probably.
See, old school Final Fantasy, like on Super Nintendo kind of thing, or Nintendo.
So I got
or...
into that later too. Final Fantasy VII was my first because I was about 13.
Pretty much all of our first. Yeah.
But I mean that game, like honestly, like blew my. I thought I beat the game when I got out of Midgar. I thought the game was over. Like I was like, I beat the game.
No, you're thinking of the remake.
And then which I did just play the remake last year. And I beat that. I loved it too.
Thank you.
It was great.
Yeah, it's a
even
good
with
game.
some filler, it was still great.
Yeah,
But
it's not fillers.
well, some of like I didn't want to
depends
go,
on
I
how
didn't
you
want to
feel
go
about
find
filler.
chocobos for this stupid guy.
Hey man, that's just extra layer of
I'm
the
kidding.
cake.
I'm kidding.
That's
Did you
just
ever go
an
back
extra
and play
layer
the
of
old Super
cake.
Nintendo ones, like 4 and 5 or 4 and 6 or whatever?
I started playing 6.
Did you get the Pixel remaster thing?
No, I didn't get the Pixel remaster. Okay. I wish it would come out on consoles. Just because that'd be a great game to have on Switch.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
But I loved 6. I have not beaten 6 though. But I'm like. It's another thing. I've got too many games going on right now. I got like 20 hours in 6. I actually got I play on that on the Super Nintendo Mini.
Oh, nice.
So that's cool.
I've seen people with that. Is that the little handheld one that you put the cartridges in?
It's like the little one you just plug it in your TV and you got like
that's right.
20, you got like 20 games.
I think
They
they
let
have-
you borrow that for a bit.
They've got one
And
of
I
those
think
at
you
Game
beat
Terminal
Final
or
Fantasy
something like
6,
that. And so like one night I was at Game Terminal hanging out with
Game
people,
Terminal,
and I don't like arcade games, so I don't know why I keep going to these places. But they had these Super Nintendo Mini things set up, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm
That's
gonna play
so
some
much.
Final Fantasy
Honestly,
6.
like that's
I
all you-
sat there
that's
for
all
like
you
2
need.
hours to play
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 6.
Dude, you play that, and you got like, it's got so many good games on there. It's got like Mega Man X and like some really good stuff.
We put the first one that I started on was Isaac had Final Fantasy. My brother, he's 4 years older than me. He had Final Fantasy 2 for Super Nintendo. It was Final Fantasy 4. That's what he started on. But then they also picked up this older version that was not a Final Fantasy game originally, and they called it one when they brought it here, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
that's-
beginner
oh, man.
level turn-based RPG, super duper simplified menus. But the thing that I remember about it the most, it has like the most kick-ass metal riffs throughout the game. Like during the fights and like the boss battles and stuff have these like crazy awesome like metal riffs. That's where I got my start on Final Fantasy.
Was Mystic Quest that was turn-based though?
Yep.
I thought it was an act. Maybe I'm thinking of Mega Man or Final Fantasy Legends, which was
No, that was Game Boy one, and that was an
ones
action
that was
game.
action like Secret of Mana style.
That was actually a Secret of Mana game. This was if you go get the Switch title, that's like the Legends of Mana or whatever is the 3-game series. The
Yeah.
first one is Final Fantasy Legend, which was
a Secret of Mana game.
Yes,
What
exactly.
The hell
yeah.
world?
Well, that whole game like is about the tree, like the whole that whole game. Anyways, just
So Secret
go
of
a little
Mana.
rabbit hole there.
Are we saying Secret of Mana is in the Final Fantasy universe, or Final Fantasy is in the Secret of Mana universe?
I like to think that they're from like different. They're the same family tree, maybe, and maybe branches that maybe shouldn't have met, but then did, like in the hills somewhere, and decided that they found each other cute.
Yeah, that's what happens. But then they realized they were blood relatives.
They were in a
So
small
that's how
town
you got
together.
it.
Yeah.
That's how they
I was
got
gonna say
it.
too. I beat another game. Like I beat Control on Kenny's
Ooh,
recommendation.
nice.
Love
Yeah.
Control.
'Cause, you actually, I bought the game.
Yeah.
and I had not played it yet, and because I got it cheap, somewhere,
Nice.
and you were like, dude, you got to play Control.
Yeah, these guys
And
have not
so-
played Control yet.
It's
What are you
great.
talking
Yeah,
about?
it was really
yeah,
good.
of course I played Control.
You played. How much of it did you play?
I almost beat it.
Oh, really?
I came very close.
I didn't know
and
you
then-
played that much of it. For some
Yeah,
reason.
I came close, and then I kept dying at this one point. I was like,
That game is like the perfect
It's a
mix
great
of like
game.
it feels like Lost, the TV show Lost
Right.
style, and Kojima mixed
And like
together.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah, exactly.
They even have like
Yeah.
the forest where like the guy's like on
I mean,
vacation. and-
Yeah, it's 100% Alan Wake, right? Like
Right,
that's
yeah.
I mean, where
That's the same
they-
developer,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And
So
Force
I mean,
Powers.
Remedy or-
Force powers. That's amazing.
but the psychic abilities was what really, because like when that game first came out and they were like, oh yeah, you can throw people around like
Yeah.
psychic abilities and stuff. I'm like, fucking sold. Right?
Yeah.
Well, the
Sign me
game
up.
went from like like a 7 to a 9 for me once you get the float around.
Yeah, that helps.
That was
you can
super
levitate.
cool.
You start
Yeah.
just getting off the ground and flying around like a superhero, and it's
And
freaking
throwing
awesome.
stuff.
Yeah,
at-
throwing
Yeah,
rocks out
you
the
can
ground.
throw
It's amazing.
rocks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And yeah.
Amazing.
Kenny, do you have any like specific questions for the interview segment?
Metal Gear's on your list. What do you think of Phantom Pain? Did you play it?
I played a little bit of it. I played about 10 hours or so.
Oh.
I mean, quite a bit of it, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
Yeah, it's
I
very different,
I
right?
didn't really like you had to do missions. I don't know. I felt like I wanted more like a,
You want to streamline?
streamline. Like I liked 4 a lot, even though it's like super linear.
Right.
But I really loved it.
What are we talking about again?
Well, you
Metal-
liked
Phantom
watching.
Pain.
Oh,
You
yeah.
like watching movies. Is
Oh,
what-
yeah. No, I mean, like,
4 is a glorified movie.
My favorite one is 1, and then after that's 3. And I actually
Yeah.
never played 2, which was
2
great.
is a
Yeah,
blast,
I've heard it's
man.
great. Yeah, and they do
I
the whole
love it.
switching character.
I played
yeah.
a little bit of 1, and that's about all I've
I
done.
love
Besides
one,
5,
but
I played
one,
the fuck
though.
out of 5.
1's my
Yeah,
favorite.
1 is one of my favorites.
I mean, 1 like. Remember, I got about the same time I got Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, yeah,
and like, I mean, it was those 2 games, and then Link to the Past.
It
Were
was-
like the moments of my gaming life where I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, this medium.
That's exactly
can
the
do
same for me.
anything.
Yeah, that medium hitting that point where at the very start of Metal Gear Solid 1, when the credits are going
Oh,
above
yeah.
while you are actually controlling your character, and I was like, the fuck is
And then you get
going
on the elevator and you're going
Yeah.
up. It just felt like
it
it felt
was
like you were in a
cinematic.
movie.
It was so cinematic.
So is PS1 like your first system that you got like really into kind of thing?
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo, yeah.
But I was kind of young then, so I didn't have any like I had I had Link to the Past, but I didn't have a ton of games.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I didn't have my own money. I'd get like a game for Christmas or something. I had Super Mario, of course.
Yeah.
And, which is great. And then Donkey Kong Country was a favorite too. And then- But then PS1 I got it, and then by that point I was like mowing lawns and stuff, so I could like make my own money
Nice.
and be like, okay, I want to buy. I bought Final Fantasy VII because the cover looked dope.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I was like that's and like
It is a
people were
dope
like,
looking cover.
people were like, you gotta play Final Fantasy, and I was like, it's got a giant sword.
Yeah.
that's pretty. That's
I
pretty
was
awesome.
grounded.
You would base the validity of like how good the game is on how many discs. It
Oh,
came
I didn't
with.
even.
It's
So
like,
here's the thing. I didn't know what the 2. I thought the 2 discs were replacement discs. Because I mean, it was like one of my first games. Like
Oh,
I was
in
like,
case I lose-
like I said, I
lose
beat.
someone.
Like I was very like young, and I beat Midgar, and I was like, I beat the game. And then because it was like that's like
Please,
5. That's like a
that's
6 or
disc
7
2.
hours,
Right.
which most games at that time were not longer than that.
Yeah.
And then it was like open world segment. And I was like, what in the world? And then honestly, like I couldn't put it down. Like I played it like constantly.
I was grounded for an entire summer. It was either after like 8th grade or 9th grade, and I 100% in Final Fantasy
You're
VII
like,
worst
during
thing-
that summer.
Yeah.
Worst
Like-
thing that happened though with that though is I let my buddy borrow it and my memory card for some reason.
Oh, I hear these stories all the time.
And he saved over my save.
That's what they
And
do.
like
Dirty dog.
That's
That's all-
and like I'd already beaten the game and stuff, but it was like my baby, you
Yeah.
know. And I was like,
Pretty sure
what are
that's
you doing?
all friends did during that time was save over
I
other
went back and
friends'
got-
memory card saves.
Final Fantasy VII, the original one on Switch, the one they
yeah.
put on there
I got
recently.
I got on Switch too.
That fast forward button, chef's kiss, man. I
great.
went through that
It
whole
helps.
game again in like half the time. more or
Also,
less.
it has this really good optimization or this accessibility option to like no like random encounters. Like
Yeah.
where you could be in a spot and go, I don't want random encounters here
Yeah.
because I
Right.
just want to get to the fucking point.
yeah.
Like,
I played. I never had Final Fantasy 9 on the PlayStation 1. I actually just bought it the Switch.
Yeah.
And I beat it last year too.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And
I
it was-
gotta try
that
that
game's
one.
awesome. Yeah,
Brian loves that one.
That's one that
9 is really
I'd always
good.
wanted to play it. And I just never bought it.
I often think I'd like to go back in time and see what the hell I was looking at as a guide Because there's no way I
I
figured
still
all
have
that
the
stuff
Final
out.
Fantasy VII guide at home somewhere, at my parents' house somewhere.
I wonder if I had the official guide. I don't know.
Prima.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Might
is.
have been.
I remember me and my
Yeah.
friends were all playing it, and we'd all talk about it at lunch.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
where'd you go here? And like, oh, I got this whatever in
I
this
feel
one
so
cave. And-
old. That was like watching that Beatles documentary where John was like, "Oh, somebody knows how to play a B7, so we could get on the bus and ride uptown and learn
Yeah.
how to play a B7." That's that old sounding. Like that's amazing.
Fable B7. No, so that's kind of why I like. So Breath of the Wild was an amazing game in the sense that water cooler talk I had with friends about the game is like, hey, did you see that thing over there or
It's
whatever?
happening
Like,
right now with Elden Ring.
Yeah, so I was going to believe that in. That's what's happening right now with Elden Ring. Those type of games only come once in a while.
Yeah.
Like there's not many games
Well-
that give you that kind of sense of like, well, I explored over here and I saw this thing, and they're like, holy fuck, what?
Yeah.
Like,
it's like the sense of actual adventure because
Yeah.
your experience is different than mine.
Breath of the Wild had a little bit of that.
Very much.
Well, that's
so.
what I'm
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing I can. It's one of my favorites as well. Breath of the Wild, and like, but like my experience, no one's going to do the same thing. So
Yeah.
That's what I was going to bring up. It should be a lesson to like the Ubisoft games that like, and what I said about Cyberpunk. Not
Stop putting fucking question marks everywhere. Stop putting
Exactly.
like quest markers and shit. Just let things happen naturally.
exactly like it let you discover these things yourself.
Just because
so
you put
much.
all this shit in the game does not mean you should tell everybody where it is.
right.
Just let
and
people
that's
figure it out on
kind
their
of
own.
where I'm at. Like so what's
Can
great
you
about
imagine all the poor Witcher fans that be like floating around the water in Skellige because they're just completionists? They want to find all the ones that don't have quest markers.
right?
Well, that's what I like about what Elden Ring does with this map is like you find fragments of maps throughout the game and it unlocks like the area, but it doesn't show you anything other than what a map would typically show you, which is
Right.
like, oh, there's a drawing here that looks interesting. So I put a marker there. I'm like, what the hell is that drawing? Oh, it's a gigantic castle. Okay,
That's
cool.
so cool,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go
No,
to
it's-
this castle.
that's what I've been enjoying with it too. Like you feels like actual like adventure. Like I feel like I'm the character,
And I can barely find those map pieces. I think I found one.
Oh, I
Everything
found-
else
I
just
found
stays
some-
great.
so
I think
many of
I
them.
found 3 right now, I think.
Yeah.
And every time I find one, though, I'm like, because I'll be in the area and not have a map, and I'm like, oh my God, that's what that actually looks like.
I have a lot more to say about Elden Ring. I'll save it for my flavor.
The last thing I'll ask you basically is there anything you want to plug on our show to our audience?
I guess the only thing I play in a band, and
Yeah?
we're called Year of October, and you can check out our music. So Year,
I think we have a lot of Nashville listeners at the moment. So
yeah, Year of October is we're on Bandcamp. It's like Bandcamp.
Shows
Year of
coming up anytime
October.bandcamp.
soon or anything?
Yeah, we're playing at here March 4th at the Cobra, and then March 11th at the 5 Spot in Nashville. But yeah,
Love the 5 spot.
we go on tour all the time, working on a new album.
Nice.
We put out a new album a couple years or 2020. Check out our music.
That's awesome,
Perfect.
man.
We'll throw a link up on
it's
the
like-
post.
it's like
when we,
psychedelic,
post the episode.
kind of heavier blues kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Wow,
They're
I'm
very
down with
like
that.
kind of White Stripes raconteur with a female lead singer, and
Like it.
they whip ass.
Thanks,
And-
man. I
and
appreciate that.
Josh is an awesome guitar player
Nice.
too.
Awesome.
Faux show.
Well, okay, let's do another segment. Do you guys want to do imperfect pitch?
I am ready for it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I love this game. It went very well last time.
It did go really well.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I hope it. I think okay, it's gonna go great.
And for the editing one, I put the little ditty in there. This is called Imperfect Pitch.
Imperfect pitch. Imperfect pitch. So this is a game that I invented that we played with Sam 2 episodes now. We're playing again with Josh here. I've got 2 hats. I've got a bunch of characters in one hat, and I got a genre in the other hat. And everybody's going to pull out one from each of those hats. And then we're going to take a quick pause, and we're going to write a pitch for the game based on that that character in that genre. Okay, and some of them are from movies, some of them are like from video games, some of them are main characters from video games, some of them are side characters from video games, but most of them are all like distinct characters. And after we are written all our pitches, we're going to go around the table and give our pitches one at a time, and everybody's going to have an opportunity to ask the pitcher one question about their game, and afterwards they'll go around the table and decide whether they would buy it on sale, not buy it at all, or day one. And if they buy it on sale, they get a point. The pitcher gets a point for that person. If they won't buy it, they get no points for that person. And if they day one it, which we only have one per game, So, save it for what you think you'd really, really dig. You get 2 points for that. And then, so the person with the most points at the end of the game wins the game. Did I miss anything?
No, there's no hard rules about how you pitch it either. You could read it like a back of the box description, or you could just read it like, hey, this is a game where Mario is a divorce lawyer. And,
Divorcing Mario.
So I got my hats here. Kenny, go ahead and grab him out of there.
Alrighty.
And we're also not strict on these. If you pull one out that, first of all, if the genre already exists, then just put it back and get something else from either hat. I don't care. If you don't know what one of them is, put it back. And
I am much happier than last time.
All right. I got that one. All right. Let me get this one.
All right.
What we got here?
two.
What we got here?
One of each. Is that 2 characters? You got 1 character in one genre? Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Yeah, this is amazing. Okay, so we're going to take a quick pause, and then we'll be back and snap. Okay, guys. I went first last time we did Imperfect Pitch, so I don't want to go first again.
I'll go first.
All right, perfect. Kenny's going to go first.
Kenny wanted that. Kenny, take the reign, man.
Here we go.
Here's my game, gentlemen. Journey through the lands of Hip-Hoppenheim. Battle fierce and disgusting monstrosities and hone your skills to get good. Optimize your build by spending points in strength, dexterity, intelligence, faith, vocabulary, and freestyle as you play Parappa the Rapper in this new Souls-like adventure.
Oh, that's amazing.
So basically think of Elden Ring, except instead of weapon combat, you're entering Parappa the Rapper style battles where you press the buttons on the screen to rap.
Kick, punch, it's all in your mind.
And also, people are trying to diss you with raps back, and you do the parry at the right timing to rap back a good burn button.
Kick.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you defeat bosses to gain new verses to put in your raps.
How do we get you money to make this?
Yeah.
And you can spells in this game are basically what freestyles are in the rap battles that you have with the enemies in the world. That's it. That's short and sweet.
You're
That's
pitching
what I got.
like a Soulsborne rhythm game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
If you fail, what comes up on the screen?
Oh man,
You got dissed.
You jive.
You jived.
You jive.
I was just gonna say, really small. We got him. You tried.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
Kenny.
thank you.
Okay, all right. Ryan, you got a question for it?
So is it it is Parappa the Rapper that's in it?
Yeah, he's
You
the
are
him.
He's
Yeah.
the maze. Are you gonna have any of his other friends in there, like Unjammy Lammy? Or
I would if I
Unjamma
knew
Lammy?
anything about them or who they were.
or Onion or the Onion guy.
Are we getting George R. Martin?
What is George R. R. Martin's input on
That
this?
would be amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Since I'm coming up with this and I have an unlimited budget in this.
I want to see his raps. That's what I want to see.
Is the rhythm? Is it gonna be like here's the triangle, here's the circle? You got to hit it at the right times and stuff like that.
It'll be a little bit more complex, like I was saying, because they're rapping back at you, and you got to hit the parry at the right time, which is also when you rap back at them and try to they diss you, and you try to diss them back.
Honest to God,
This is some good gameplay.
that actually doesn't sound like a bad concept for a rhythm game. Period. Like where like you're doing a battle in rap style,
in a
and
big
you can
open
parry
world.
They're being like, "Shut up, let me tell you something." It's like
Like, have you ever seen those
not a bad
videos of
idea.
like those old like
What are
DDR
the-
videos from like people in like Japan or whatever that are doing like these insane even like the ones that are just like hand based kind of thing. They're just these insane difficulty ones kind of thing.
So-
This is
Yeah.
what I'm picturing in my mind. This one's big in Japan.
So it'll be like, but he'll be like ordering fast food, and the guys like rapping at each other.
Sure, yeah. And it'll be significantly harder than Parappa the Rapper because this is a
That
Souls-like
game's
Soulsborne
super hard because
game.
the control. Like I played the.
Oh, is it? I never played it.
So like I had the demo, and my friend had the actual game, and it's slightly off. Like I mean the lag.
the
is
input
bad.
is a little off.
It's
Yeah.
bad.
That's funny. I know a lot of people love that game.
Oh, I love it.
And
It's
then
fun.
like some of the fights you can have some of the scroll and go normal, and then it goes fast real quick and then
Yeah, yeah,
slow,
exactly.
and it messes with your timing, and you're like, oh yeah,
love that
This is
animation,
a Soulsborne game.
All right, Ryan. Well, would you buy this game? On sale or day one or not at all?
I like it a lot. I don't know if I'm ready to see. This is a problem with giving it away right away. Like I want to know everyone else's pitch.
Yeah.
Can we hold?
Well, this is why I think this is
Can
why I
we
think
hold off the day one until we hear everyone's, and then we can either say
no.
bye.
And here's why I'll say why not. Okay, I think that day one should mean you genuinely love the idea and you would totally buy it.
I mean, I would generally love.
So as soon as you feel that
Yeah.
you would day one this game, then you should just go for it.
All
Day
right,
one it.
it was a day one for me.
Nice.
It was
There we go.
It was a day one. That
Kenny
was
with 2 so
absolutely-
far.
Jenga.
That was a definite day one for me.
How about you,
very
Josh? Would you day one on sale or not
Because
at all?
I'm going to
hitting
say
it
on
all-
sale.
On sale?
I'm going to say on sale.
He- He's hitting
Yes.
all the beats for me. Like
It's solid,
I love
but I
rhythm
got to see
games.
that Metacritic.
Yeah.
What does Tim the reviewer think?
Maybe on day 3 after all the patches come out. You know, I've already got a Souls game I'm working on, and I don't know anything about Power Rapid the Rapid, to be completely honest with you. I think I've got Elden Ring to look forward to still, so I don't even think this would be on my radar.
Is this a 2022 game? Is this a 2023? Is it getting delayed?
Yeah, what if I'm not releasing it until 2024?
Oh, well, I'd have to see more development stuff in the future. So let me know. For now, I'm going to go with.
Show the
I'm
patch
skeptical.
notes.
Okay.
I'm going to go with no.
I'll
Show
take
the
three,
patch notes.
3 points is good for me.
Yeah,
I'm
3
happy with
points
that.
for Kenny. Ryan.
All right.
You ready for your pitch, buddy?
All right, guys. I'll start with the this opening. I choose you, Huckleberry. All right, so gonna let Tim laugh that one.
I know the character in the movie. I don't know what I choose use from, but go ahead.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh, that's why I don't know it.
So I am pitching to you guys Wyatt Earp Pokemon style game, or Wyatt Earpamon. Wyatt Earp Okomon.
Wyatt Earpamon?
Wyatt Earpamon.
Which sounds more like a Digimon.
Earpamon. You stupid fuck. Anyways. So basically, you're going around and you are collecting gang members to join your posse. You have 6 slots that you can get gang members in. You can equip them with different items like guns and
What else?
knives and
okay.
daggers,
All right.
all sorts of things like that. Like you could get Doc Holliday, and he has healing ability, but he's slowly getting sicker, so he keeps dying off because of the tuberculosis. So like Doc Holliday can heal other party members, but he himself cannot get healed.
I like it.
So
Okay.
he keeps
Okay.
dying off as you're using him.
You can give them root canals.
You can give
He's
him
like a living Half-Life.
Just realized that like the longevity of Doc Holliday in Tombstone is very similar to the story of Arthur in Red Dead Redemption 2.
There
Oh,
you
yeah,
go.
that's true.
Yeah, like he's like maintained, but also dying from the stuff that like he normally makes them all better. I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah, no, it's but like it's going to be just kind of a Western adventure, but it is going to be like.
So is it Arceus style or is
It's
it?
going to be Arceus style.
It better be
So what
Arceus
you're going to
style.
do
He did that
is
for me.
when you want someone to fight for you, you just kind of whistle. You put your fingers in your mouth and go. I can't do it. And a guy, one of your crew members, whoever you choose, comes running out, and then
posse.
they have a posse, but it's going to be better than Arceus because you get to control that person at that point, and like it becomes kind of a third person action style in that battle where you can like duck, dodge, like move around,
Dip, dive, and dodge.
Dip, dive and dodge.
The question I have is:
Yeah.
does your posse they evolve?
So instead of levels, it's notoriety, and as they gain more notoriety, they gain more skills that they can use, and eventually they do evolve into.
Does their appearance change? with
Their appearance
notoriety?
change. Yeah, they get new items and new like clothing and stuff like that. Maybe you evolve from a black hat to a white hat.
You evolve from a craven to a skinny lunger to a gunslinger, right?
Nice.
And then you die.
Yeah, absolutely. But maybe it's more of a class system a la Fire Emblem, where you get different class types and stuff like that, and you upgrade those class types as
So you can fly on a dragon eventually?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, sweet.
That's when you're smoking the opium. So you do get a dragon in the game.
Love
when you
it.
smoke the opium.
All right. Smoke wagon and see what happens.
But yeah, no, it's just a nice collectathon. But yeah, you're just trying to battle out outlaws and try to live your best. Wyatt Earpamon.
God damn it. All right, Josh, would you buy it? Would you day one it or would you not buy it?
And we how many sales do we get?
You can get one day one, but you can.
and then the other one's.
the other
I'm
ones
going to buy
you
that
can
one on
hand out
sale.
free.
Yeah,
I'm
buy
gonna
that on sale.
Yeah.
I would.
Josh,
Yeah,
buy it on
it's
sale.
not bad. It's not a bad sales
I'm
title.
not a Pokemon guy though either.
That's
so.
fair. That's fair.
If you didn't said Arceus, I might have been like, yeah, I might pick it up eventually. But you did say Arceus, so I'm day oneing that shit.
Yes.
Nice.
Absolutely day one.
I will buy this on sale because I love I like Tombstone that much.
Exactly. Right. That's
Can you guys believe
You
I've
could
never
put that with anything.
I heard that they're going to
probably.
package it with Tombstone. It's the new
2-for-1
It's
pack.
a 2-for-1 movie and a game.
Can you believe that I've actually never seen that movie? So
Oh, wow.
I had to like remember some
been a
parts.
long
we
time
clearly
for me.
need to have a
Stuff like
movie.
that,
I've
yeah.
seen it 8,000 times.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And
It's so
recently, too.
goddamn quotable.
I choose you, Huckleberry.
Oh my gosh! All right, Josh, you ready?
All right, here
What
we
you
go.
got?
Here's my pitch. Are you a freak of nature with no real hands but some sick ass knives instead of phalanges? Well, this town of fairly furry overgrown creatures will be perfect for you. Welcome to your new island. Well, although terraforming is nearly impossible for you because of your disfigurement, you will be the governor, and you can cut hair to your heart's content.
It's Edward Scissorhands.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Wow.
So,
Can you imagine the topiaries with that game?
Oh my god!
and we're gonna have free DLC that comes out when you have Nintendo Plus or Nintendo
Expansion pass,
with infinite haircuts. That's what we're gonna
Infinite
run.
haircuts.
Infinite haircuts.
So is the idea that you're just running the haircuttery there?
You're running
and
the
then-
haircuttery, but
Okay.
it's like, I mean, it's, you know how Animal Crossing is just like, like you're not only doing that, you're also like, you get to design your own barbershop, and then the
Okay.
terraforming comes from
Shrubs,
you
cutting the
control
shrubs,
every
right?
cutting the
Does,
shrubs. Cutting the shrubs.
Does Tom Nook basically go like, yo, I'm the landlord, I'm the owner of this establishment, like you're paying rent to me, like
No,
to
you're
stay
the-
here,
you're-
and you
he's-
have to like you can pay more and pay it off and then eventually
Yeah.
upgrade the barbershop?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of in love with the juxtaposition of like a creepy looking creature like Edward Scissorhands on the friendly, fun island of
in
Animal
this
Crossing.
game, all the animals' hair is just growing out of control. So they'll even get like stuck. Like they'll be like doing
my
the normal
God.
thing, and they'll be like, "Help, man!" You
Would
have to cut them out. You know.
So would they be different attitudes based on how much hair they currently have, or like
Yeah, it's going to be like GameCube style. They get mad. They get mad at you like in the GameCube Animal
Okay.
Crossing, not in the new one where they don't get mad.
Rossetti comes out, he's
Yeah.
just like, yo, I got these bangs,
I
bro.
can actually picture an Animal Crossing island with a bunch of those like Edward Scissorhand bush
yeah,
sculptures
that's
all
totally
around
good.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that. You can totally shape your island as well like that, but you can't do like your normal stuff because you got scissor hands. So.
I like it.
now
You can spearfish.
Spearfish.
Now is Vincent Price in this at all?
No, he's not involved.
Okay.
He's not allowed.
He's not allowed.
He's not allowed
He
near
died
it.
at the beginning.
You can go visit his corpse.
I guess that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll buy it. I'll buy it on sale. Yeah,
Fair.
That's me.
it never goes on sale. So
okay.
It never. Oh, so
a
it's got to
Nintendo
be a
game.
day one. Oh, that's true.
That's going to be on sale for me too. I'll buy
On sale?
that. I would
Okay.
buy this game.
I like the idea. I don't think it would keep my attention for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Okay, fair enough. Oh man. All right, guys. I got my game here. This is pretty wild. I got a little bit of a pitch here. I'm gonna put this thing back to it. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Ready, boys?
All right.
Choose your fighter. Battle on all the memorable stages. At the reflecting pool in the National Mall, at the farmhouse, on a shrimping boat, in Viet fucking Nam.
It's, Forrest Gump.
fellas, fighting's like a box of chocolates. You never know whose ass you're gonna kick.
Forrest Gump is. Is it Forrest Gump fighting
The
game?
2D fighting game.
Oh my god.
that's amazing.
Do battle against all your opponents and eliminate them. Sweep the leg against Lieutenant Dan.
Day one.
Take this.
Yeah,
Take a shot at taking out Bubba. Oh, I got more.
taking out.
Take a shot at taking out Bubba. Make Mama die on a Tuesday. Give Jenny something the doctors don't know what it is. Physically exhaust the school principal. Unlock secret fighters like LBJ, JFK, Young Elvis, and John Lennon and climb the ladder to victory in Forrest Gump. Die, Forrest, die.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is my day one immediately.
That's a day one for me. I do have a couple questions though.
Yeah.
Please, by all means.
Do you have unlimited stamina in that game?
Yes.
For running?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I just want to make sure
You never die. You just continue climbing the ladder.
So you just ran.
Yeah.
That could be like your Mortal Kombat where they have like the tomb entering. You know,
Yep,
you're just
exactly.
running.
I just want to make sure that was part of it.
Do you remember when they introduced running into
Oh, yeah.
Mortal Kombat? It's just like that. Forrest does that the entire
just
time.
like-
Funny is
That's
that when you
hilarious.
fight Jenny, you immediately like have to just lay on the ground for one round because you jizz in your pants.
So
man.
do you, so you said all those guys are fighters in the game or like
Yeah,
who are
I
the-
think
who are the-
you
who's
have to
the
be
combating?
Forrest, and you've got to climb the ladder.
And is it going to be like a tower, like Mortal Kombat?
I think it is going to be a little bit like a tower because I think I like it that way because you start with things that might seem a little bit easier that
I
die
have a
off
good
pretty
question.
quickly. What's up?
What is the test your might style mini game?
Oh my god! What is the test your sight?
Is it throwing rocks at Jenny's house?
Throwing rocks could work. Let's see how fast you can wave on a shrimping boat.
I demand at least instead of
How many people can
like
you
a
save in the war?
Yeah, how many people can you save from the jungle in Vietnam?
Instead
Just,
of a beat,
everyone's wounded. You're just running and grabbing them.
Nice.
I demand instead of a beat a car up Street Fighter mini game, I want a ping pong mini game, and I need it
ping
to
pong,
be
yeah.
constant.
That's mine.
Yep, guys,
Yeah.
you'll be able to get it at any GameStop store in Greenbow, Alabama.
Yeah, that's totally my day
That's
one.
a day one for me.
Day
too.
one.
Oh,
Ryan, would
man.
you buy it?
I would buy it.
All right.
I would 100% buy that game. I cannot.
Rated mature.
Yeah, that's. I mean, so Lieutenant Dan.
Some of these just sell
I'm
themselves.
hoping you fight Lieutenant Dan, but he's in the wheelchair.
Oh,
so
he's
it's
totally
like,
in the
yeah,
wheelchair.
yeah.
No, you fight him normally, like with legs,
then-
and then
he
you fight
comes
him
back.
again as like a second time you fight him, and he's just in the
It's
chair, and he's like
actually more
grizzled.
forms.
Yeah,
But then he evolves a third time to magic legs.
that's right.
That's his hardest form.
Oh my god.
Well, that was beautiful.
I'm assuming that put
That
you
put
over
me in the
top.
lead.
There
Yeah,
you
that
go.
made me the
All right.
winner of the imperfect pitch. Thank you. Some of these games sell themselves, though. In fairness, you know what I mean.
So what I posit we do is I want to put this up on Twitter, and I want our viewers to vote for what they thought
I like
was
that
the
idea.
best. And all we have to do is put the Pokemon wider, give a brief
Yeah, that'd be
synopsis or
pretty funny.
something
I like
on
it.
there.
It'd be a
and
good
stuff.
clip one for
absolutely like
YouTube
it.
as well. Yeah.
I have 3 accounts, so I can vote for mine.
Nice.
Nice.
That's fair.
Guys,
ties.
I know that it's going to be a very singular conversation, I'm sure, but
Oh,
it's
boy.
time for Flavor of the Week.
Flavor of the week. They challenged me to make a Randy Newman type thing for that. So
We knew he could do it. We just.
I wanted it twice as long.
So I
it
gotta
was
decide.
twice as long. I edited it down, so it was a
Yeah,
shorter.
we don't like that. We want more.
We want more. It's too short.
Now, the consensus is that the three of you have the same flavor of the week?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should I do my
Yes,
flavor
go ahead.
first
Sure,
or
yours
do
out of the
mine
way.
later?
Let's do yours first.
Yeah, get
So
yours out of the
we
way.
started streaming it the week before last, playing Dark Souls 3, and I was like, okay, it's kind of fun or whatever. And then I got back into it, streaming it on Thursday, and while I was playing it, I was like, oh, I'm really starting to like this game.
Yeah.
Like a lot. So after, I was like, okay, I guess I'll wait till next week to stream again. Fuck that. I played it all day on Friday. I just kept on playing, and I really like Dark Souls 3. I know it's not profound or
No,
nothing,
that game's
especially not
awesome,
at this
yeah.
table. But my only FromSoft experience is mostly Bloodborne, which I loved and I beat as well. I beat. Sekiro I didn't get super into, and then I never got it. I don't know if it was like me just being like a rebel, never playing Dark Souls, because it was like, I don't know. Everybody plays Dark Souls,
I
whatever.
don't want to be a follower here.
But I finally jumped in. What always turned me off
Yeah.
was the idea of using a shield constantly,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Especially after playing Bloodborne, which is so like fast paced and not
seriously,
shielded and
though,
stuff.
Like, and we'll talk about it in Elden Ring, but like, it's weird because like Bloodborne, I'm so used to that combat now, and I
Yeah.
like that fluidity.
Yeah.
And then going to like Elden Ring, which is more like Dark Souls,
A
I'm
little
like,
slower, yeah.
oh, this is
Well, like
slow.
I've like eschewed all through my life the sword and board play style in games whenever that's like an option kind of thing. I was like, I don't know, this is boring. Like it's the default, like sword and board, whatever. But kind of, I'm now realizing since I never played it, it's a whole new fun concept for me nowadays that I'm willing to explore. So actually doing the sword and shield in this game, I find incredibly fun, incredibly rewarding, and I'm enjoying the shit out of it.
I love the parry in 3 too.
Yeah.
It's just so when you hit it, it's so rewarding.
Oh yeah, because I fought the Boreal Knight or whatever. The Boreal
Vort?
No.
Oh.
The mini boss before you go into the next area. He's like at the bottom of that tower. He like jumps at you and like slashes really fast. It's almost like on all fours.
Oh, like an animal-y thing. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The frost guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I was having the hardest time beating him because he hits so fast or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I learned my lesson when I had to learn how to parry versus Marta Logarius. I am now going to learn my lesson and learn how to parry against this guy.
Yeah.
And I did.
Nice.
And eventually beat him by parrying and critical
Sweet.
striking him twice. And
You know,
that was
you
the
could
end of
have.
that fight.
I don't know if you figured it out, but you could have just ran right past him, and there's a bonfire right outside.
Yeah. I did.
Wait, would that instantly beat him?
No, but
No.
They just have you right next to him, so if you
every time I
die,
die, I'm
You
like,
have
run
to
all
go
the way
all
back.
the way down.
Yeah. Okay.
But I love it, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it, especially compared to all the other games I played this week. That's the one I'll be going back
I
to.
hear a lot of people actually say Dark Souls 3 is probably one of their top ones, just because
'cause they refined it
They
and
refined
everything.
every aspect, and then the items, the weapons have their own little skills that you can
like
use,
an Elden Ring. Yeah.
which is a great addition. I think that was a beautiful addition to it. So I can see why you like
How
Dark Souls.
far are
3.
you?
I've been like just skipping places, and because I haven't been looking at maps or anything, I've just kind of been going. And apparently, I've missed a couple of bosses on the second, the
That's
Undead
about-
Village or whatever,
yeah, every
and
from
moved on to the
fair,
next
yeah.
thing. I got to an area that was like a swamp with a bunch of slugs in it, and they were
Oh,
like put
yeah.
out the fires.
Yeah, yeah.
I think was written on the ground, and I was like, well, I don't want to be here yet, and I moved back and did some other stuff, and
Yep.
realized that I'm still one area ahead of where I missed
Yeah,
bosses.
you need to go back to the village and kill that tree so you can get boss weapons.
Yeah,
Start
there we
getting
go.
boss
So
weapons.
like, I'm just taking. I have no direction,
game
which
is
I'm
awesome.
really enjoying. So
Yeah.
I'm just going in at my own pace.
You're gonna
and-
stick with big dick strength build.
I think so because I got it all up to 24 because I found the butcher's knife, which is
Yeah.
this like big ass
Yeah.
like one handed thing, but you need strength 24 to use it. I was like, fuck it, I'll get it. And
So all
I got
all
strength
your points
24.
are pretty much strength, vitality, maybe, and endurance.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I like I'm,
dude,
I'm
that's what I
pure
did
sword
with,
and board.
Bloodborne. Essentially,
Yeah.
it worked.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's my experience. I'm looking forward to playing more of it. You guys, please take the
Yeah.
mics.
So you guys know that Bloodborne's my favorite game ever. You know that Breath of the Wild is on that list. And these are the kind of games I really like. I love all the Souls games. And then the elements from something like Breath of the Wild and the open world and the things that they've kind of learned from that. It seems like they probably learned, or they're just really good at it too. In addition to, the Zelda guys. So it might sound like a very bold statement, but it also should not be that surprising. That this Elden Ring could very well be my favorite game ever
Wow.
when this is over. I don't know yet.
What
I
praise.
wouldn't be surprised at this moment.
Yeah.
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 I know. You're not as high on Souls games as I am, so you're pretty closer to me.
He's
Josh.
pointing at me for listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see that. I get what. So there's a lot of good things that are going for Elden Ring. But it's a lot of things that we know are tried and true for From Software games.
Yeah.
If you played a From Software game and you play Elden Ring, there's a lot of this is the same old, except for it's far more expansive in Elden Ring and gives you far more freedom and choice of what you want to do. Now, the linear aspect of, not necessarily linear. There is multiple branches you can go down in Dark Souls and stuff like that. Optional bosses, paths you don't have to go down. But really, the heart of those games was, okay, I found a path. Ooh, here's a shortcut. I've opened up a shortcut. Now I can get back to a bonfire because the fear that I have is that I cannot find another one,
And I'll die with
and
all
I
my
will die
souls.
before. Elden Ring has satiated that with fast travel. It does not matter anymore.
Yeah.
You hit the back button on your controller, select a waypoint, and you fast travel back to that.
And
You
not
don't-
to mention the bonfires are not the only places you can respawn from. Sometimes there's a marker even
Right.
closer to the boss. It'll say if you want to respawn here.
Yeah.
So they've done a bunch of things that make it easier. I don't know if hardcore, like even more hardcore Souls fans would bitch about it being easier. I think a lot of this game is easier than the other Souls
But
games.
I do think that it takes a little bit of that. Like there's a little bit of that magic that is missing from, because when I was playing Bloodborne and I'm like, oh man, okay, holy shit, I kicked this ladder down and now I can get from this section to this section.
Yeah.
There's a bit of that eureka moment that is missing in Elden Ring.
That- yeah, I
because
can see that, yeah.
there's no need for shortcuts anymore. Like you don't need that.
Yeah,
it is
the
open
verticality,
world. It is vertical.
you can
Like
get so many places just really
your
quickly
horse
on your
can double
horse.
jump
Yeah.
for Christ's sake. I mean, like you're
It's amazing, yeah.
you
You know I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I want that game just on that merit alone, but I'm still waiting for it to go on sale.
But I think that's like one of the aspects of a From Software game that it kind of lost a little bit is that Eureka moments. However, in place of that, we are getting something truly unique, which is what the fuck is going on in this world? I get to explore. I am absolutely astounded. I have had about 4 jaw drop moments in that game already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Breath of the Wild where you see something in the distance and you go check it and there's always something that will reward you and interesting things, and it's just so packed full of stuff. What's that?
Elden Ring did that well, like rewarding you for looking
absolutely.
into that.
It's been like, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, from whether or not you encounter just a new enemy type or not even it's mini bosses, but they're mini bosses, but they have their own lore based on that. You go around, someone's like, oh, it's this guy and whatever, and build them up to be. We were talking about it. We won't spoil it, but we were talking about one fight.
He was in the trail of some of the early gameplay stuff. So,
but there's a lore there.
The
It's like,
mini arm boss guy.
No, okay. Light spoilers here. They showed this in some of the early gameplay previews. The Mariner, the guy in the boat.
Yeah.
You met someone who kind of hypes him up, and then you can go there and just wreck
but
the shit out of him on a horse.
He really hypes him up, and then there's like kind of this lore. It's like, the fuck are you talking about?
What does that tell us about that guy, though?
He's
a weenie.
He's a wiener.
Yeah.
You need to get good.
You should just go smack him with your sword, see what he does.
I mean, like, the thing is, like, I stumbled upon that.
Yeah, I did.
There was no way marker. There was no waypoints. There was nothing telling me to do that. There was a guy on the side who was just kind of like, I think it was on the ground or something like that. And I'm
he's looking at a body.
He's like looking at a body. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck are you doing over here? Yeah. And he's like, oh, this is Mariner. Oh.
Yeah, he has some cryptic.
The fuck are you talking about, Mariner? And I see
and they've got a Mariner.
And then I see
in the value
distance,
your life.
I see in this distance like this kind of lake. And then I look at my map. Sure enough, it's not a marker, but it's kind of a little drawing of a lake that's sort of right there. And I'm like, what is this? So I go over there. All of a sudden, I see this ghost ship kind of floating about. I'm like, the fuck is this? And I start fighting the thing. Easy fight. But that kind of build up is what I want in a video game.
Yeah.
I want you to
and surprises
set up.
Yeah.
And pies all sizes.
I want you to set up and I want you to pay off. Yeah. And that was a setup and payoff. In fact, I could have just stumbled upon that lake without even talking to that guy and going, what the hell's that? But the fact that I got that lore on my own, maybe someone will just encounter the thing and just go like, oh, I killed it. Okay, cool. That's what I want in a video game. I want a game that really pays off any of their setups or promises something and they deliver. And that's what Elden Ring is it's kind of unraveling. That lore is fucking rich.
I think the sheer size of it and the verticality, the massive shit, even underground or in caves.
It's so cool.
And the environments are mostly all been different. I think maybe once I've seen 2 underground cave areas that had similar environment and enemies, but for the most part, it's different every time. And the enemy variety is insane. I'm still, every time I play it, I can't not believe that there's more to this game still, and there's still so much of the map I haven't uncovered with probably even more enemy types and shit, and it just blows my mind.
I think I saw. Have you played any since noon today?
Since noon today, no.
Okay, I think I saw you had between the 60 hours of noon today and Friday night after you started playing. 28 hours.
And
you're already 28 in.
Some of that was leaving it on pause and just, there's no pause. Yeah. It's just standing in a corner.
They're hoping for the best.
Yeah. So it's hard to say exactly how much I played. I've also played Destiny 2 in that time a lot as well.
Kind of tagging up on what you were saying, though, because I feel like that to me, like the game feels lived in. You know what I mean? Like when you get into an area, it doesn't feel like, because sometimes you were talking about we were talking about Assassin's Creed, but you'll go right outside the town and there's a wolf. Yeah. I'm like, the wolf wouldn't be that close to people. Yeah. Because it'd be scared of people. Why
is the wolf close to those people? Because
because it's an option of you have to and that's fine, to have that in a game. But in Elden Ring, it's cool because there's the area with the Mariner. He's not he doesn't care about you. He's out
living his best life, circling around. He's out there
circling the lake, and it looks like he actually has a line going off the back of his boat.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So it's he's like
All
living.
he's doing is fishing.
Yeah.
All
He's
he's
just
doing is
and he-
fishing,
and
and
you
you go,
kill him?
fuck you.
Yeah, we go and kill him. And
We go
he
kill him.
brings a bunch of skeletons. He's kind of
I will
he's
say
a bastard.
it has
you
the
know?
most comical fight though, because
Yeah.
his boat will go like vertical for a second, like it's a mouth, and then just drop down.
So like,
And speaking of the rewards,
Luigi's Mansion does
you
that.
get a new summon from him.
Yeah.
The little
you get that
skeletons
three
you bring from
skeleton
the ground.
But
yeah.
like another instance of a lived-in world is I'm traveling and then I see a battle happening between two different enemies.
Yeah.
And they're just fighting, and I go, what the hell is going on? And so I go over there, and as soon as I go over there, a dragon just comes out of nowhere and swoops
I haven't
down,
had that happen.
kills all the enemies that are there, and then just stares at me, and I'm like,
that's dope.
well,
Yeah.
fuck.
but see, that's the kind of stuff like you can't like I feel like sometimes when I play, and it's fine to be a game to have like be a video game, but like when
Yeah.
they're like full of exposition and kind of like we're talking about with like the dialogue and Forbidden Horizon, it's like. They talk to you like you're a gamer instead of like you're in the like as in Dark Souls or in Elden Ring, they talk to you like you're like the world,
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it interesting is it feels like you're on a real adventure, or Breath of the Wild, even like you feel like you're on an adventure,
Right.
You know,
and a lot of those, what makes those games great is a show don't tell mentality.
Exactly.
So it's important for a game to know.
No shit, man. I still don't know the plot of Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3.
But that's the thing. Like, I mean, like in terms of like, getting to know the world itself, you don't need to know that what this is this person or this is this. What you need to know is like what are the experiences that you're having in this world right now, and it's showing you what these like. Okay, so these guys don't get along; they're fighting. So clearly, these enemies hate each other. I'm getting that. I understand that now. So maybe I can use that to my advantage in a later point in the game, or I mean, like it is. From Software does those. It's very much a show don't tell kind of thing.
I had a situation where a giant crab was chasing me.
Yeah.
And then it got in a fight with a giant bear.
Nice.
And the bear
Dude,
killed the
that
bear.
giant fucking bear in the
bear
forest.
killed the crab.
Oh
though.
my god! Fuck
Like
that
they
shit.
didn't bother me.
Wow.
I jumped on my steed,
Yeah.
and took off. But I watched from a distance.
But I think it is warranted to address the issues.
I was going to say, a lot of people I've seen complain about, more than one reviewer complain about the mounted combat. I actually like it.
I like it,
yeah,
too.
But
I have no real complaints about mounted combat. I will say this though, and I think this is kind of a Souls thing. I think it's happened in many Souls games. The clipping between enemies and environments is ridiculous. So I've had enemies swipe through walls and hit me, and it's like. But if I swipe at the
Bloodborne
wall,
do that.
but if I swipe at the wall, it clinks
Thumbs up
off.
games do
And I'm
that.
I
like, that's-
haven't had it happen in
so
mine.
doors are our main culprit.
Right.
Tim
for
was
this.
learning about clinking his sword off a wall, narrow hallways in Dark Souls.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah.
Oh, but then like the monster goes like right through the fucking wall, and I see his hand
it's
in
a
there.
From
and-
Software issue where they're like, look, we're gonna have to put a big monster here. Clipping's gonna happen. Like we have to deal with it.
I've also
And-
seen like people, a guy at IGN reviewing, not the reviewer, but just on a podcast saying the thing about how I was telling you, you're rewarded all the time.
Yeah.
He was complaining about how sometimes you go through like a whole dungeon and your reward at the end is something you have nowhere near enough stats for.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels not great, but I don't know.
I think that's
It's cool,
cool.
like building
I'm
up your
fine
arsenal.
with that. Like so the first kind of encounter you can really do, first fight as soon as you leave is this tree sentinel.
Yeah.
This giant guy on a horse, and he's fucking hard. He's really tough, and I'm level like 36 right now. So I finally I went over and beat his ass, and he drops a halberd. I'm not going strength, so I get nothing out of that.
Yeah.
But I get that
Hey,
accomplishment.
just find the exploit that gives you 50,000
Whenever
souls
you
or
buy,
whatever
whenever
every
you
3
buy,
seconds.
Actually,
your
is one.
house,
There's in
you
there.
can put it up on your wall.
Yeah.
There you go.
There is a respec,
Breath of the
by
Wild.
the way, I found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a what?
A respec. Respec your stats. So,
But I think the other thing is performance issues on a PC.
Yeah.
I think that it's an unfortunate situation that at least I know you're playing it.
I'm on PS4.
You're on PS4.
Yeah,
right?
standard PS4.
Standard PS4, and that's 30 FPS locked.
Yeah, it plays great.
right? Which is
So far, you knock on
kind
wood.
of so because they use anti-cheat software from Software pretty much just has a hard on for that program. It really does mess with a lot of the optimization in a PC game, and since it is locked at 60 FPS, it is it's having it's struggling.
Yeah.
It struggles. And I know that, different people are going to say different things. Well, I'm not seeing it struggle as
Day
much.
one suckers.
Well, and that's the thing. So
year from now, when I'm
some
getting it for
people
fucking like
accept
$20 on Green Man Gaming, it's going to be perfect.
and some people are, well, I got a Green Man Gaming for 18% off.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I didn't even buy it at full
I'm
price.
waiting for that sweet 80.
I got it to a point where it's not that bad, but it took a
here's
lot
the
of
deal.
tinkering.
Here's
Yeah.
the deal. You had to work.
Yeah, I worked to get it that
game
way. Yeah.
to work the way they should have released it.
Absolutely.
And we should talk about that more. That's a problem.
But here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking. If I was reviewing this game and I had to do that, I would mention it in the review as a negative. I don't think it would stop me from giving it a 10 out of 10.
I have died because the frame rate dropped at a certain point. That has ruined some of that gameplay experience for me.
Sure.
So I think it is well worth saying, I would wait for this to get optimized.
I would, yes, but at the same time, like a reviewer's word is final kind of thing. So the experience you get a week or two after release, after patches come out to fix issues, for example, could be completely different.
Right. This one is
this game will have 7 out of 10 on the day it came out, and it'll have 10 out of 10 2 weeks later. You know what I mean? Like, how do you reconcile that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, consider games that have come from basically nothing to becoming something. Final Fantasy 14 is a prime example. It was a terrible launch. There was nothing wrong.
Steam reconciled that. I just realized by having recent reviews and total reviews.
I've seen on YouTube a couple people who I follow do re-reviews like 2 months after. And I think that's a good move because then you could keep your original review up and be like, hey, my new review is right down here.
I mean, talk to me about Cyberpunk kind of thing and what I would have reviewed it on day one and what I would have reviewed it last week. They'd be completely different scores.
I think it's a completely valid thing to do a re-review. I see no problem in doing re-reviews. I think review companies don't want to do it because it's too much fucking work.
So not many people are going to watch both reviews. So they don't.
They're going to watch the latest review because that's what the latest is. Why do they care about the previous?
But they lose money on doing twice the time.
Yeah.
So that's why they do pre-orders.
So we found out the reason. But I think that this is a problem. Maybe not necessarily just from software, but a problem in general of how reviews are conducted.
Yeah.
And do you think that because they have an embargo, they usually cannot give the reviews out or the copies out for X amount of time before the game actually releases? I think at this point, looking at how this game came out and the state that it's doing, I think that game's reviews should take about a week after the game came out for them to give an actual review for the game. And I think that it should not impact the sales of the game because the marketing is what should impact the sales of the game.
Well, this is what I was just asking you. Do you think it should affect like the Metacritic score, or do you think it should affect a reviewer docking points off of a out of 10 system for those kind of issues? Like, what if you think Breath of the Wild is like a 10 out of 10 game, right?
Yeah.
What if it had these same kind of stuttering issues? Do you think someone should have knocked down a couple points off of a review? Really? Oh, okay. I don't think so.
Unfinished.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you promised a game that is going to have functional gameplay and you didn't deliver that. And at the end of the day, why are we accepting that?
PC is lower though. PC's a 90.
I think now,
isn't it on
maybe so.
I think PC's an 89 or a 90, and people have talked about some of the issues.
I feel you on it being a problem, but I don't think the solution is permanently brand a game as bad, especially one with such an active developer base.
I think most people don't buy games on reviews anyway. I think the average gamer buys it off of marketing.
It's marketing.
Yeah.
But pre-orders are a prime example of how marketing is really all it takes to get people to buy it. The reviews are the icing on the cake. I have rarely seen anyone go, oh, this review is bad. I already purchased the game. I'm just going to return it.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen because pre-orders are what the companies want you to do. They want you to pre-order it so you're locked in already. It doesn't fucking matter what the review is. You already bought it. So, I mean, rarely do I see someone return something for these, but I'm not saying that you give it a bad score because of it. I think it has to be part of that score though. It has to be part of that score.
It's a temporary problem.
But
a score is permanent, and this is my issue with that.
Do you do a re-review?
You do a re-review.
Yeah.
All
I
of
mean,
them?
ideally that'd be great, but that's not going to happen.
Well, yeah, I'm
It's not gonna
saying
happen.
in a perfect world, yes. But also, from what I'm saying as well, I don't think we should do reviews until a week or two after the game has
Can
been
you imagine
out.
if we did reviews on films and the film had like editing problems, like it wasn't finished?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
you wouldn't
video
accept
games
it.
are different because they're an interactive
this
medium.
film's,
Yeah.
This
So I
film's
think-
reel went
what
really
we're,
slow.
I think what we're coming to here, though, is like, I mean, there's not a right answer because every review channel has different criteria,
Well,
anyways.
So I think one of the main issues for reviewers,
But also, like, I'm sorry,
Yeah, you're fine.
but
Go
like,
ahead.
but that'd be the same idea as saying like, well, it might work depending on what movie theater you watch it at,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, like
You know what I mean?
Think about that. Like it's like, well, you actually get a better picture quality in the
the editing's actually complete if you go to a Lowe's.
The
or
editing
like
is
a-
more complete at an AMC theater.
That's right, yeah.
Instead of Regal Cinema. Like, I mean,
all I have is the
It's
cheap ass
interesting-
like theater.
It's an
you know?
interesting question. I just don't know if there's an answer.
so
How about game review, performance review, 2 separate scores?
that's an option.
okay,
So
I'm a little bit on board with that. But the other thing is they give these reviewers these games and they give them 5 days to complete a game and give a full scale review. There were reviews that came out for Elden Ring for people that have not even completed it and they still gave it a number review.
That's not just Elden Ring. That's happened with a lot of games.
10.
Yeah.
And
That's
it
happened with
had
a lot
not
of
been
games.
completed. You cannot be. That's me reading 3/4 of a book and going, "Well, this is the best book."
Hey man,
ever.
I just day one on a tagline, so you know, it happens.
Yeah,
really, though, we should
your
just be
game is
happy that the
amazing.
game got finished because it is George R. R. Martin.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, George R. R. Martin.
Yeah.
No, we're on the same page with saying that like obviously these things should be called out and brought to the attention of people playing the game, and it sucks that we have to deal with this with the game. I mean, the console's doing okay. PC, there's so many different systems and different ways it's performing on different things, right? But obviously there's a big problem at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, wrapping up what I was saying about possibly being my favorite game, I think that Bloodborne's world is hard to top. I don't know if it's going to top it or not.
Boy,
but,
Bloodborne's world is good.
yeah, but
I cannot love that
They
world
did
more.
that gothic fucking Cthulhu, Lovecraft thing
Yeah, so good.
perfectly.
But
The only thing I would knock it for is when you go into the lanterns and it doesn't reset everything. You have to go back to the 100 string.
yeah, that is weird.
That's
That's
old
the
game problem.
only, like, if they ever, God, man, I really hope they do a remake of it or like a remaster on PC.
Or two.
And then they optimize it
2
really
would be
well.
amazing.
Or two.
Yeah. A Bloodborne
well,
2.
that's never going to happen. We know
Bloodborne,
that.
two
well, I
blood,
guess
two
they're
born.
done. Maybe that's the next project.
But yeah, taking those elements of like Breath of the Wild was obviously really unique in that feeling of discovery, and bringing that into a Souls game is just blowing my mind right now. And that's my
No, me too.
my end of my stat.
Honestly, it's
stance on that.
like there's been like we talking about jaw dropping moments. There's been like 3 or 4 for me,
Yeah.
and it's like, like
Nice.
yeah, it's awesome.
It's a shame that it has tarnished a bit of my viewing.
Tarnished. Even I got that one.
Foul tarnished. It is a shame that it has impacted my view of how much I'm enjoying that game.
Damn, it feels good to be a patient gamer.
I usually am.
I think you
This is like my one time I buy it like day
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think, but
I swore him off after Cyberpunk, man.
I
I'll
think-
do it ever
Right.
again.
No,
I think
dude, I
if you look at the track
get that
record
one.
of From Software
Thank
games
God.
and how they've optimized on the PC,
I've day
I
one,
should
but
have
I'd
saw
split
that
it
coming a
50-50
million
with
away.
Kenny.
Fair.
Because I'll be patient. I'll be like, you play it first, and then I'll play it.
Let me know how it is.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's what we do with Metroid Dread. I only paid $30
yeah.
for it.
Dude,
Day
Metroid
one.
Dread's awesome. Yeah.
Well, that was no
Like,
problem. Getting
Perfect.
out
Yeah.
of
Well,
it. I played
Nintendo
it the
doesn't
way it
release
was.
stuff that's not like ready
Nintendo
to go.
polishes.
They don't have to
polish.
worry about PC. You know.
And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Imagine Cyberpunk without a bunch of question marks and that same sense of discovery. It would be fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I wonder if, I mean, I'm sure you could like do something like an overlay or something
Yeah.
that's like, hey, don't give me quest markers. Just let me
I think
go.
maybe you even can. I don't know, but you
So
know.
that was our flavor of the week.
Ooh, that was a little long.
Now, how about our segment of the month?
Ooh,
It's monthly challenges.
Oh,
Time
right.
for an update, boys.
monthly.
So, just to remind the
challenges.
listeners, real quick, we started a new game between the three of us that we're going to count up points for throughout the year, where we're going to issue challenges to each other on the first recording of the month, and we have to complete those challenges by the end of the month. So, just a review of what was challenged. Kenny, you challenged Ryan to play 4 hours of Death Stranding, correct?
Correct. Yes, correct.
Ryan, you challenged me to watch a fucking season
I
of
said
Sunny
4
Philly.
hours of
Which is a
Sunny
season
Philly.
of Sunny Philly. And then I challenge Kenny to get 10 people to play the game The Plan. Okay? So that's where I challenge is. Kenny,
Yep.
did you successfully get 10 people to play The Plan?
I successfully got 11 people to play the
Very
plan.
nice. That's
very
2
nice.
points.
And I will shout
You
them
went
out right
above
now
and
and thank them
beyond.
very much. Well, for listeners who don't know, The Plan is a game on Steam, which we don't want to spoil because it's free and it's 5 minutes long, and you should go check it out because it's free. Here are the 11 people that I got to play it. Mick's wife, Mick, who we had on the show, his
Mick's wife.
I don't know her name. My sister Katie, a couple of my gamer friends from our Leetist Discord, Malachi, Ninja. Sam is on there. Phobos, who's Pat. My friend Rachel, my friend Nick at work. Zach, who plays D&D with us, and Aaron, who plays D&D with us.
Fantastic.
There you go.
You
All
got
those
it.
people I got to play.
Did
the plan.
you get proof?
Did
I got
anybody,
proof. Yeah, they
did
sent
anybody
me.
say they liked it?
Oh, they all said, yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience.
most-
That's what The Plan. Have you ever played The Plan?
No, I haven't
Should
played
try
it.
The Plan sometime.
There was a lot of positive comments about the music for sure.
Yeah, it's a 5-minute long game,
So it's
and
free?
it's free on Steam, and I encourage everybody to play it. It's just a very unique experience, and that's why I was like, "Can I get 10 people to play it? Because this is a really fucking dope game."
Yeah, you don't need like a gaming PC. You can play it on a laptop or
Yeah,
whatever.
play it on a potato; it'll work just fine.
Nice.
All right, Ryan, did you play 4 hours of Death Stranding?
Oh boy, did I.
Yeah,
So
So you saw a couple movies and then it was over.
I mean, pretty much, I would say 2.5 hours of it was cinematics, and then
Yeah.
the rest of it was gameplay. All right, so, Death Stranding. Okay, here's okay. I like the concept.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that it is very interesting to make a walking simulator with an objective that is very interesting and like how suspenseful it can get.
Sure.
Especially when you are kind of walking out and you have the or the BBs or
The BTs.
BTs.
Yeah.
BBs are the babies.
Yeah.
The bridge babies are what they're called, BBs.
look at you all up on the lore.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm in that lore. I watched Norman Reedus shower more times than I can remember. And he drank a Monster Energy drink. Yeah, it was amazing. So the lore is fucking cool. And I was like really into it. I was like, this is fucking weird, but like I kind of dig it and I'm kind of understanding. So the idea is that rain is actually timefall, and it as it hits, it basically ages things, which is a cool concept because you're a carrier and you are bringing packages. So if they age out, they wear and then they just blow up essentially because they're like, oh yeah, they got too old. And I'm like, this is smart.
Yeah, it's a weird Kojima,
And then
man.
it goes, but go here and good luck. And it gets to this point where it's like, all right, so now I got a budget. I need to carry a bunch of things on my back, but I can carry a few things on my arms. I can need to weight distribute it. So I need to assess the weight distribution on all of these. All right. So now when I'm running, I have to do the balance game of R2, L2 to make sure that I'm shifting left, shifting right. Oh, I lost my balance, hit both of them at the same time. Oh no, BB's crying. Fuck you, BB. Let me rock you to sleep. All right, BB's no longer crying. Let's keep going. Oh no, BT's coming. I got to freaking hold my mouth under, or my hand over my mouth. So
And Radiohead song.
Pretty much, yeah.
now, that being said, when it did hit those moments where you're traveling and then it plays the random like whatever song, I'm like, this is
That was
beautiful.
about
This
the
is
only part of that
beautiful.
game I liked.
Yeah, no, but seriously, I'm like, okay, why
I
can't it
haven't
be
played
this?
it.
Oh,
Why
man.
can't this be
It
the
didn't
game?
look like it was
Like-
in my wheelhouse.
It depends on who you ask, especially at this table.
Right.
Well, if you are really that into Metal Gear and Kojima's worlds, I think it's really cool just to experience
It's
that
an
whole.
interesting concept.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's been out for a while, so I don't think
Right.
it's too much of a spoiler, but one of the first kind of career
The
missions
opening
you
hours
do,
are a struggle.
You are literally carrying your dead mother
yeah, I've
to
heard
a
that.
furnace because you cannot burn. So they get necrotisis, or
I'm not gonna remember the
it's
name.
whatever. But basically, in the lore of it is, if you let them freaking just rot out and not burn them, they basically blow up a portion. Like it creates a crater.
Okay.
It creates a crater, which is weird, but I love that idea. So then you have to take your mother, who is happened to be the president of the United States.
That's why I love Kojima, because this stuff is so dumb, but he does it so seriously, and there's such cool shit in there, along with this wacky just
one of the main
video game
characters is called
craziness.
Die Hard Man. I
Die
mean,
Hard,
like, what are you
right.
going to do? Well, it is funny because you walk in and they're like, it's the president. It's your mother. Like, I didn't know that the president was your mother. So
It's the president.
And I'm like, did Norman Reedus not know that the president was his mother? Or did Norman Reedus not know?
Do you
or
have
did
to
the
actually
viewers
that his
stop and
mother
take
was the
pee
president?
breaks?
You don't have to, but if you do, it's not very often, but your bladder will get full, and you.
Because I was like, that's it. That's a little much.
And if all the characters pee on the same spot, it grows like
Oh,
this
it worked in
trippy
Conkers.
mushroom
Yeah.
thing.
No,
in
but
what?
I mean, like,
Conker's bad for a day.
yeah.
but that's the thing. Like, I mean, like, so you take her to a furnace because you have to incinerate the body, but you can't incinerate. This is how great the game is. It's like, you can't incinerate it here, because if you do, then the fumes from that will actually cause people to go into that state. So you have to go to this furnace that's on top of a mountain.
Of course.
Of course, that's raining right now. So you're going to be slipping, sliding while you're carrying a corpse on your body. And I'm like, this sounds weird, but I'm totally understanding what's happening here, which is odd. But I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
That's like Metal. I mean, not all the time in Metal Gear games do you totally understand what's happening, but it's just that wackiness of like video game ass like silly shit, but somehow he makes it serious and thought provoking sometimes. And there's like brilliant things in there, along with Mario and Princess Beach at the end of Death Stranding and all that crazy shit.
yeah. But I mean, it's very, I don't know. I mean, like, and
So
then,
will you keep playing it?
no. So here's the thing. I mean, the story, I may actually just watch YouTube channels of the story,
I've done that with
because like
games.
I think I really like the story.
Yeah.
But I cannot get past the gameplay aspect of it, in the sense of it's just tedious.
Yeah.
It's just tedious. And I get it, the point of the tediousness, and I applaud him for the point of the tediousness. I think that it reflects well of the world and what you're trying to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
But God, is it boring? Like, I don't care enough to go, I want to go from point A to point B, but I got to balance all this stuff. Oh, it's raining. Oh no, BT. Oh, I can craft some things maybe that can help me. I can put some of the courier stuff. I can craft something that can make a temporary like relief point for my courier stuff. Oh, but you get a motorcycle near the end of the game.
No.
Or
You get
middle of the game.
Not even the middle. It's the end of the very first area.
In the first area, I still haven't gotten
The
that.
end of the first area. Yeah.
I've
So
just-
it's pretty early, and then you get the motorcycle. You can steal a
Start
truck.
building highways and shit.
Yeah.
The thing where you're trekking and like not being able to balance and that whole thing. My last playthrough of the game, I did that maybe once or twice near the beginning, and then never again. It's like eventually you get to the point where people. There's things in the world that other players have left for you to help you traverse. There's,
I think
there's a
that's
motorcycle
cool.
right here
that
they left
was
for you.
one
and all
of
that
the
stuff.
things that was interesting to me. So the game kind of opens with an interesting quote about basically a stick and a rope.
Yeah.
And basically like the idea of tethering things together, because the idea of the game is that you need to build a bridge from, was it California or something, like from the west
New York to California or
from New
something,
York
yeah.
to California. And that's kind of the general idea, because the thought is, if we don't do this, then all hope is lost in America. But America seems fucking lost, which Norman Reedus' character, I mean, he definitely is like, yeah, I mean, it's lost. Who the fuck cares about America anymore? Like,
Everyone's living
what
underground.
America? We're all living underground. Yeah. And it's that kind of hope that they're trying to like, oh, but you have to do something, because I mean, there's still people that fucking want to live in this world. Like, you know, can't just give up. It's a great story.
Yeah.
I think it's a good story. I think it's just boring as fuck.
I can get that. Yeah, the voice acting is also really good, which is crazy with all the silliness. It's just
and
it's
also I
crazy
love
mix.
that they're like they'll you know have the person like Norman Reedus comes on stage. He'll say Norman Reedus. He'll say
Leah Sedey,
and then Porter, whatever his name is,
Sam Porter.
Yeah, Sam Porter Fisher. Yeah, Sam Porter Fisher. I don't know. But
What were you just saying there? You like how his name comes up?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Well,
what
no,
you're
it's like It's like they break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
gotcha. I don't know what the hell you were saying.
Guillermo del Toro comes up and
I love
like,
him.
Elmo del Toro. Yeah.
Elmo del Toro comes up and goes, "Hey guys."
Tim,
Yeah.
how is sunny Philly?
God, Jesus. It's
Season 2, right?
I
challenged
watched
you to
season two, the one that introduced Danny DeVito. I never watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, I love that
and-
show.
And Ryan jumped on that.
I
and
had
said,
to jump
"Watch
on
it."
That
it.
show's hilarious.
It's definitely not Tim style humor. So
I was trying
wanted
to
him
think
try
of
it.
like what it was about the show, and it might be that I don't like any of the characters. Not that I don't think they're good characters, because they're fantastic characters, but I don't like any of them at all. And I think because of that, I felt not very invested in what they got into in their shenanigans. So my overall feeling about it is that like they had some zingers in there that maybe go, oh, that's pretty funny, or like that's conceptually, smart.
I know that
You
game.
what I mean? Yeah. But overall,
Charlie did. I know that game.
overall, I say
say that all
overall,
the
like
time.
I say it too.
I did it. I don't regret that I did it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But after the first like 4 or 5 episodes, like I get it.
Tapping out.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is fine. I finished the season just because it was part of the challenge, and I like that you like it. I think that's great. Keep up the good work, but I'm never gonna watch this fucking show again.
I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely is not your style of humor.
I don't even know what my style of humor is, but that is definitely not it.
I'm kind of the same
you're
as
more
Tim, yeah.
absurdist humor. I think you like more like because you love Auntie Dora or Donna. Auntie
Donna,
Yeah.
I like, for the record, I like lots of things.
Yeah.
But I also like absurdist humor,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think this one is more.
I don't like very much awkward cringe humor.
It's a
And
lot- it's a lot of that, yeah.
There's a lot of
There's
that.
a
you know
lot
what
of
I mean?
that, but
And
there's
very
also,
dark,
yeah.
like
The
very
dark didn't
comment.
bother me nearly as much, besides the fact that, like, I think some of it, I think sometimes dark humor is like low hanging fruit. You know what I mean? And there's a bit of that kind of thing, but not too much of it. I didn't feel
'cause,
overwhelmed
like,
by
it's
that.
all like the gang tackles.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty smart
like
the
there's
way
literally
they.
in the first season, it's like the gang
Abortion.
Yeah, Charlie gets an abortion. I think that was the name of the episode.
Yeah.
I did appreciate like some of the gags it did. Like I liked the very last episode of the season when like they find out like Charlie might be
Well,
or
and-
that
and
might be
it's
the
so
son.
funny because like when they present that in the show, you're like, how did I not see
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
Actually?
I
'Cause
felt the
it
same way. I
makes
was like,
so
"What
much
the
sense.
twist?" And then it ended, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh, "Okay,
yeah,
okay."
yeah.
So I definitely give it props. Like I understand that it's well done, but it just didn't hit
Juvenile
me right.
Lupus
Didn't hit me
Society.
right.
I never thought about that. I'm kind of the same way now that you say it. Absurdist cringe humor. It's kind of not my bag. It's kind of like The Office as well. I never really got
Yeah,
into.
yeah.
because,
I said this. I think I said this to you the other day.
Maybe.
Is that the first 2 seasons of The Office, especially, are very cringe
They are
because
hard.
they were very based on the British
British,
Office,
yeah.
which is incredibly cringe.
Right.
Like it's
But that
100%
was
cringe.
that was the intent.
So
for the
I think,
original.
but the difference between Michael Scott kind of becoming his own character kind of thing is that his awkwardness comes not from his like meanness. It
He
goes
becomes,
into like
they
naive.
turn him into a nice person.
Yeah, a
which
nice,
in the
naive
British,
guy.
He's never nice.
and so that works like a lot better for that
Sure.
character.
I
It makes
actually
him more
I
enjoyable.
watched a video with the writers of The Office, and they said that they did that because American audiences didn't like not having someone to root for.
Yeah.
in his
Yeah.
position.
I get that. I totally
Yeah.
get that. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because even like Steve Carell, you know, his character was still a douchebag like
Yeah.
throughout every season.
But then
He
they
was
give
just
him
an
they give him a bone,
but
though.
they
You know,
give him bones here or there,
Yeah.
where they're like, okay, they're trying to make him a little human, but like he's still awkward, cringy. But like they get back at him.
Right.
And I think that was the other thing too. In the original Office, the guy, you know, the Michael Scott of that world is like, oh yeah, no one's fighting back at me. I'm going to be mean to people, and people go, okay, I guess, or whatever. But like in the American one, they started like pulling pranks on him and tricking him and just making kind of fun of him and
Wacky humor.
wacky humor.
Are we issuing new challenges now?
No, we are
Okay.
waiting one more week. So I was going to tell you guys now that we've congratulations, we all finished our challenge for this month. That's great. Let's up our game next week. I will be challenging Ryan. Ryan will be challenging Kenny, and Kenny will be challenging me.
Oh, also, we forgot to mention that I procured you a PS5 through your wife got you one.
No,
and
I'm so excited.
found it for us.
Kathy bought me a PS5.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought he was so that
I'm currently
PS5
borrowing
is
one to
yours.
get like
Oh,
my
okay.
preview of it, basically. But yeah, it's like in a week or two. I'll be
just in time to return Horizon.
also saw, yeah, which will be perfect for me because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to finish this game. But I also found out today when I was just browsing on Twitter that they make solid purple controllers, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm getting that. So I'm going to check it out, and I'll probably paint my system
Nice.
too.
So, Josh, if you ever
nice.
get to the point where you want a PS5 and they're still hard to get, I've gotten like 8 of them. at
Talk
this
to
point,
console
so-
clause.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, that was it for challenges.
Ooh.
Do you guys want to do one more quick one?
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
for sure.
All right, let's do grab bag tag blab.
Grab the bag, tag, blab, blab, blab. I haven't
we
put
didn't
that on
have
there
one
yet.
for that yet.
I do have that. It's basically it's just the Elite Gamer song with us going blah 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 over it.
So, Josh, Ryan, and Kenny. Okay, so the way this game works for all the listeners at home and for Josh is I'm going to start reading off tags from Steam for one specific game. I've got a big list of them for a game, and the first person to shout out the correct game. It's I'll do concessions on some series kind of thing because it's unavoidable in some cases. But for the most part, it's games, specific games. And the first one to shout it out will get a point. Jinx rules apply. So if you shout at the same time, whoever jinxes gets the point.
Yeah.
And if you jinx your jinx at the same time, then you have to jinx again. It jinxes infinitely. Till somebody jinx faster than the other person. Okay?
All right.
Here we go. Action, adventure, stealth, open world, parkour.
Elden. Oh,
Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed.
too.
Did you say
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed? Josh got that one for Assassin's Creed.
Oh, it's going.
What happened to your
through
beeper?
the-
There
Amazing.
it is. Yay.
I got a point.
Yeah, you did it.
You're doing it.
I'm not over striking out all the.
I love it.
You did good.
I know that game.
I know that game.
Here's the next one. Open world, action,
Elden Ring.
third person,
Dark Souls. Dark Souls 2.
comedy,
Dark Souls 3.
comedy,
Oh, God.
single player, funny, classic, dark humor, satire, school.
Oh, bully.
Bully.
Bully is correct.
got it.
There you go.
Amazing.
There you go, Josh, with another point on the board.
Ooh,
my
I
God,
forgot
he's
about
killing it.
Bully.
Yeah.
Did that count? Is that on Steam?
It is on Steam.
Oh, wow. Cool.
All right, here comes the next one.
All right.
Puzzle, exploration, first person.
Portal.
Witness.
Portal.
Oh, the witness is correct.
Oh, nice.
Ah, Witness. Felicia, Felicia just beat the Witness.
With the with puzzle and first person.
First person puzzle, yeah. That's a witness.
So
yeah.
many of them.
Solid.
The witness is the one that comes to my mind. I don't know.
Dude, Felicia just beat it. That game's insanely
Yeah,
hard.
I've never played it.
It's crazy.
It's so hard.
It looks cool.
It's awesome though. I mean,
It starts simple and then they fuck you up.
The final thing was insane.
Yeah. I've never played it.
One day I will play that.
All right, here we go, boys.
All right.
Story rich, choices matter, great soundtrack, female protagonist,
Tomb Raider.
time travel,
Control?
episodic, single player, time manipulation, multiple endings, mystery,
Time travel.
point and click, LGBTQ.
Strange. Strange.
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange is correct.
Amazing.
I was like, I could see it when you said female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time travel.
All right.
I'm gonna let you guys have this one. You guys are good at this.
Simulation, building, management, family friendly,
Civilization.
sandbox, relaxing,
SimCity.
realistic, funny, economy, theme park,
Roller
casual,
Coaster Tycoon.
Tycoon.
casual, God
Planet
game.
Coaster.
Planet Coaster is correct.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That one's
Which
free
is
on
basically
PS4. Plus.
Ryan's on the board.
Roller Coaster Tycoon, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have done
I used
that
to
one, but I
love
didn't
Roller
want
Coaster.
to.
Planet Coaster.
I used to play the first one.
So good.
Second one.
Yeah,
I used to play the
no,
shit out of the second
everyone
one.
played the second
Yeah.
one. That was the best.
There's this dude on YouTube that still makes insane videos
Still
about
playing.
coasters.
Yeah. That's still
like
played to
he
this
just
day.
keeps on beating world records for the coasters you can build in the game kind
I
of
feel like
thing.
that
and-
becomes unfun after a while.
oh, he loves it.
He
And
optimized
the
it. I mean,
videos
you
are
know,
literally
he's
like an
living his
hour
best
long.
life, I
Yeah,
guess.
there you go.
All right. Next. Survival, crafting, multiplayer,
Ark.
open world, building,
Valheim.
PvP, first
Bet.
person,
Rust.
nudity, shooter. What'd you say?
It's not what
Shooter, post-apocalyptic.
Fallout 76.
Online co-op. Action.
Dead by Daylight. No, Dying Light. Dead by Daylight.
It's another word for oxidation
Oxidation.
of metal when it gets rainy.
Rust.
There we go.
Amazing.
What did I just say?
I was like,
Okay, I'm ready. Sorry.
oxidation.
Unless I might be crazy, but I think I just said that. Before
Did you say rust?
I thought I did, but I might be wrong.
All right. I'll put a star by that point,
Where's
and then
your
future
memory?
Kenny can figure this out.
Did you say
I
rust?
think I did, but I can't remember for
Then he
sure.
gets it.
That's why I asked, what'd you say? Because I thought I heard a one-syllable word, but I wasn't sure if it was rust.
Oh, I said Valheim. When
So it was
I think
you
you
that
said
said it.
crust. Is what,
yeah. You get half a
which
point
is
for
the
crust.
sequel.
I'll know when I edit, but we'll look at the points
Yeah,
at the end.
crust.
Just give it to him.
Action, FPS, bullet time, time manipulation, indie, single player,
Ghost
puzzle, minimalist, difficult, short.
Super hot.
Super
hot is
Damn it, I
correct.
see
Amazing.
it. When I can see it, but I couldn't think of the. When you said time manipulation.
Hot.
All right. Action roguelike, pixel graphics,
Hades.
bullet hell, casual, action,
Bastion.
RPG,
Vampire Survivor.
Vampire Survivors is correct.
We
Heard
didn't
of
talk
that.
about that.
a new game.
He was just
Been
talking about it
playing.
last week, and then he
Vampire
bought.
Survivor.
Yeah, and he bought
it's
both of us
so
copies of
good.
it, and he'll probably buy you a copy of it too.
I'm sure. I really like it.
I had to put it on there; it was too easy.
The $3 game.
Yeah.
It's like
That's so good.
Puzzle platformer, indie,
Celeste.
dark, atmospheric, 2D,
Limbo.
Limbo is
Inside.
correct.
Amazing.
I think I saw that Inside was free
Tough one.
on one of the shores.
Adventure, point and click, classic,
Monkey
story
Island.
Monkey Island.
rich,
Toonstruck.
comedy, noir, cult classic,
Toonstruck.
remake,
Wolf Among Us.
single player, retro, funny,
Escape to Monkey Island.
underworld, dark humor, single player, old school.
I can see that with the dead people.
What's it called?
I can't think of it.
I can't remember
People
it.
with the
and
what
click?
people?
Yeah.
They're skeletons.
I wish I could
They're
give you a point
skeletons?
for Grim Fantango.
Yeah, I never played it. I could see the.
It's a good one. It still it
Grim
holds up.
Fandango.
The remaster of it. Get the remaster of it, and it's worth
I
playing.
never played it either. It
Yep.
looks cool though.
Yeah, it's really fun, like genuinely funny, which I can appreciate. All right. Horror, survival horror, third-person shooter, action, story rich,
Resident Evil 7.
sci-fi,
Back 4 Blood.
space, atmospheric.
Oh,
Adventure.
Dead Space 2.
Who said Dead Space
3.
first?
I'm pretty sure.
Dead
Yeah,
Space. There we
Amazing.
go.
That was good.
All right.
Yeah.
Remember to jinx
My
each other.
brain is mush right now.
mine is too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That happens at the end of the show. Sometimes we end up doing like games that are completely inappropriate to do. The first time we did the imperfect pitch was at the end of the show,
Yeah.
and we were like, "Oh my god, can we stop doing anything now?"
brain.
Like my brain is drained. Okay, action, story rich, exploration, third person shooter, choices matter, superhero, sci-fi.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
That's right. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Amazing. Yeah, that's good.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Thank you very much.
All right. Atmospheric, psychological, female protagonist, story rich,
Control.
mythology,
Jinx.
single player,
Ah.
dark, adventure, horror, dark fantasy. I'm going to say mythology again. Mythology, psychological, mythology,
God.
female protagonist, violence.
Amnesia?
Can't stop thinking of
action.
Control. Perfect Dark.
Walking simulator, hack and slash, mythology.
Hellblade.
There we go.
I never played that one.
I knew that was in your brain. I just had to fish it out of there.
Hellblade.
All right. Okay. Indie, adventure, puzzle, mystery, time travel, single player,
There's so much.
The
story
Messenger.
rich,
The Messenger.
point and click, top down, thriller, sexual content,
The Ascent?
violent, drama, time manipulation,
Disco.
narrative,
Disco Elysium.
Disco.
You said time manipulation.
time manipulation.
It's not disco. Oh, I thought there was.
Shadowrun?
Nope. It's 1/5 of an hour.
60 minutes. 12 minutes.
12 minutes is correct.
Amazing.
60 minutes.
Yeah, I said
I like
60
giving.
minutes.
I'm starting to enjoy giving away clues that are just like the ones at the end of that
Yeah.
other game I did that are just like
really
super
obvious
dead on.
ones.
Yeah,
No,
I
those
like
are
that one.
good.
All right, I'm going to do that going forward. This is a tough one. dark, tactical, FPS, horror, western, permadeath, PvP, survival, shooter, zombies, hunting, team-based, battle royale,
Dying
violent, first
Dead by
person.
Dead by Daylight, Dying Light.
It's something where you permadeath.
Yeah.
Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah.
Is there zombies in that? I've never
Yeah.
played it.
This one, I don't have a good clue for this one. It's Hunt Showdown. You ever
Oh,
play
you
Hunt?
know what?
Yeah.
That just
That
passed
was
through my brain.
on your list. That's
Yeah.
why I put it on there.
I've never
It
heard
did,
of that
but
one.
It did.
but I couldn't remember the name of it.
All right, Crust.
Yep.
yeah. Let's go back to the tape on that one.
Funny, comedy,
Toonstruck.
open world, sandbox, physics, destruction, casual.
Portal 2.
Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator is
nice.
correct.
Good pull.
I pulled that one out of nowhere.
That was great.
I know that game.
Oh my God, that tongue.
Space, simulation, sandbox, physics, science, building, moddable, indie, education, which
No
I spelled
Man's
wrong,
Sky?
open world, single player, difficult, strategy, replay value.
Education.
Can you guys think of an educational space physics simulation game where it involves building? It doesn't necessarily start in space.
StarCraft.
Oh, Outer Wilds, Outer World.
Factorio.
Yep. That is
StarCraft 2.
That would be.
Kerbal Space Adventure.
Program.
I swear to God, that was in my head too. I was like, "There's no way he picked that." We've never mentioned that game once on this show.
Man, I gotta put some zingers in there
Yeah.
sometime. Okay, I got a couple more here. Horror, online, co-op, psychological horror,
Dead by Daylight.
VR,
Dying Light.
supernatural,
Oh, fuck.
investigation,
The Room.
Oh,
dark,
no. What is that game
mystery, demons, detective, indie.
All right, guys. We know
tactical.
this.
Ninja was talking about this. I think.
It's that game that
Very
you
wildly
go
popular.
into a house and there's a poltergeist and you're trying to figure out what the
Phantasmagoria, Phantasmo, Phantasm,
Come on, boys, you can do it.
Phantom Thread.
Phantasm.
Sorry, it was
Phantasm.
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia.
Phantasmophobia.
All right.
Dang.
Oh, no.
Last one.
Yep.
Phantasm.
Last one. Here we go. Shimigami.
Shimigami Tensei.
Indie, atmospheric, short, casual, single player. The plan is correct.
I knew you were gonna
Amazing.
throw that
Ryan,
one.
with that point, you did not win. Kenny
yeah,
did.
I
With 6 points. Well done, Kenny.
Thank you very much.
You won
nice.
Crab Lab Champion, man.
Yeah.
Tap tap zap.
All right, we're at the bottom of the show here to tell you guys about our Twitter daily Twitter trivia Tim's been doing over on @TheLeetist on Twitter. Come follow us there. Play trivia with us. Win monthly prizes. Happy times.
Yeah, it's true. And I've got some special announcements to go with that one this time. We are changing up the format a little bit. I told you February was experimentation. Well, now we've done the experimentation. I'm ready to move on to the next thing where we actually put something on the line. For all you people that have been paying attention to our Twitter and doing our trivia contest, first of all, you the real MVPs, thank you for participation. At the end of the day, I would love to tell you who the winner was, but it's undecided at this point. It is a dead heat between our frequent guest, Sam, and friend of the show, Chris. Are neck and neck. Right now on their point values. Sam just got the one today.
Come
which
on,
brings
Chris,
them
you can
both
kick his ass.
to 7 points for this month. So they will be competing for directly for the winner of the month of February. And they're going to go for bragging rights. But you guys, while you're listening, keep on paying attention because we've got some extra cool shit coming up next month. So we're going to be giving away a prize at the end of next month for the winner of our daily trivia challenge. So whoever wins gets the most amount of points by the end of March. We'll get a pair Arctis One from SteelSeries Arctis One wireless gaming headset.
Woo!
So
Jesus.
that's on the line.
Oh my God,
so
I want that.
we're giving away fat loot to people that participate in that. Pay attention to Twitter for all you listeners out there. There's going to be a couple of rule changes of how you have to answer the questions, but we're gonna keep on going. We're starting to understand this Twitter thing a little bit more and more and more and more every day, I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
Bird on there, so
Yeah.
I'm finally getting the logo.
Yeah. We're having a lot of fun, and So keep following us. Tell your friends to follow us and get in on the action. And this is what we're going to try to do going forward: is have some prizes to pass out to people. Otherwise, I'll see you out there in the Twitterverse.
Cool. Yeah, all that's on @TheLeetist on Twitter. TheLeetistPod@gmail.com is where you can email us with suggestions, feedback, game ideas, all that stuff. We got a Leetist Discord. I'll be tweeting out if you guys want to join. Good community
Been
over
having
there.
some
talking
fun
about games.
combos.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we're working on the Discord too, so we'll be putting out that soon.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
We're just
do it
probably
right
putting it
now.
out publicly
Join
to
us.
anybody that wants to join us on that one. If you, we'll probably put it out on the Twitter. We'll have a link to it probably on our website, which I'm currently working on as well. Working on getting a website up for the Leetist. We got all kinds of digital.
And
adventures
as
to go
always,
on.
leave a comment on your favorite podcast platform. It helps us get seen by other folks.
Please do that.
And thank you so much, Josh, for walking over from your house.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
This
Since
was a
you're
lot
right
of
down
fun.
the street, I imagine you'll come back sometime.
Yeah,
Please.
I'd be down for sure.
You're going to be known as Josh from the street.
I like it.
So I'll
Josh
play
from the
100
street.
hours of Elden Ring this week and report back and see. We'll decide if it is my favorite.
There
game.
you go.
March is right around the corner. We got a lot of really cool plans for March as far as people we're going to be having on and the adventures that we'll take together. So
Yeah,
get
we have a
hyped.
lot of other smaller creators coming on to check out the show, play some games with us.
It's really excited. One of the magics of Twitter is being able to reach out to other podcasts and be like, "Hey, man, you kind of bullshit and play some games on our show for a couple hours." And usually they're like, "Yeah." So we're gonna have some like cool, guests from other podcasts that can come and hang out with us too. So looking forward to that.
Looking forward to all that next time on the Leetist podcast. Thanks, everybody. Say good night, moon. Good night, stars. All right.
I can beat you to it that time.
Son of a bitch.
Bye.
I'm in.